talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up? About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy.
And we're lined up okay.
A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you.
Bloody hell.
Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Well, good morning and welcome to GB News Breakfast this Christmas Eve. The Prime Minister, well, he's delivered a direct message. We've got the messages from our politicians. Here's Sir Keir.
I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
But it's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it? Because a damning new poll finds that the majority of voters don't think Sir Keir will be Prime Minister next Christmas. So is this a festive farewell?
Well, we've also heard from the Leader of the Opposition, Kemi Badenoch.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as Leader of the Opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life.
And is it a Christmas miracle this morning for farmers? Sir Keir Starmer has U-turned once again, this time on the inheritance tax threshold for family farms. The Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage, well, he welcomes the decision.
Well, this government's well known for U-turns, but this is a very welcome U-turn. The raising of the threshold to £2.5 million will make an absolutely enormous difference.
Well, obviously, it's not very Christmassy, this, but it is a huge story. 2 Islamic State extremists are found guilty of plotting what would have been the deadliest terror attack in British history.
And elsewhere, new bombshell Epstein files, where they see fresh accusations emerge against Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
Yes, indeed. Talk of inappropriate friends and pretty fun girls, eh? But in other news, it's GB News exclusive. The US Secretary for Public Diplomacy has blasted the Online Safety Act, absolutely slammed this Labour government as well. Here she is.
Purporting to censor Americans in America is a deal breaker. It is a non-starter. It is a red line. And that's what Ofcom has tried to do with the Online Safety Act, and that's one reason the American government is concerned.
Well, it's strong stuff from the United States, but here the royal family are heading to Sandringham for tomorrow's festivities. As it's revealed, King Charles filmed his annual Christmas message in Westminster Abbey.
And have you finished your Christmas shopping? Well, fear not, I have actually. Have you?
Of course I have.
Good. Yes, you're a lot more organised than I am. But anyway, fear not if you are still on the lookout for those final few gifts. We have got you covered. We're going to tell you what the best deals are around and also what the top gifts are this year, so you can make sure you're bang on trend.
Yes.
A very good morning. The England and Wales Cricket Board have pledged an investigation into reports of players drinking excessively during a break from the Ashes series in the beach resort of Noosa. And they needed penalties, but Arsenal beat Crystal Palace to set up a Carabao Cup semi-final clash with Chelsea.
It doesn't look like it'll be a white Christmas for most of us, but it does look like a brighter Christmas is on the way. Full details coming up in the forecast soon.
Well, it's just gone 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve,
Happy
everybody.
Christmas Eve.
Thank you very much for joining us. I am Patrick Christie's.
And I'm Emily Calder. And this is GB News Breakfast.
Yes, OK. Well, we've got loads on today. We're keeping it Christmassy in parts, but there is, of course, a lot of very serious news around. Good news for the farmers. There is, of course, as well, that thwarted terrorist attack, which is just monumental and staggering stuff. So we'll talk about that. Bad day for Prince Andrew.
And very interesting interventions from the United States over free speech in this country and the potential censorship of American businesses and individuals. Of course, we're going to get stuck into all of that. And the papers, too.
Boozy Brits abroad as well. We're back. We're back. We had the Paul Gascoigne dentist chair, didn't we?
We did indeed.
We had the
that was in 1996. We had the dwarf throne with the rugby players in 2011, and fast forward all the way to 2025, and England cricketers are disgracing themselves allegedly down in the beach town of Noosa, where they were, well, videos have emerged online of players drinking excessively. I felt that it's been a bit of a farce throughout the tournament, actually, I have to say.
It's not really on. If you're performing well, it's one thing, but if you're performing badly...
Gaza followed it up by producing a brilliant performance against Scotland. This England side, in cricketing terms, are far off that. Far off that.
Indeed. Well, there's a lot to go at, and we are, of course, going to be analysing all of the Christmas messages from our political leaders. Theo, I'm sure is going to be helping us with all of that, aren't you? Happy Christmas Eve to you.
Christmas to you both. It's great to be with you. Everything's ready, all your festivities are ready. It's been quite the year for you both.
It has.
It's been a wonderful year, actually.
It has.
Yes, with a little baby joining the mix.
Because you normally do Christmas Day, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we do normally. So this will be the first Christmas Day that we've done the last two together.
Yeah. With me.
But it's been the first one. Yeah, we do one with
you and your
No, both.
First one, yeah, but that I haven't done. So they've very kindly given us the day off so we can have George's first Christmas. I think we do have a little picture, do we, of the three of us? We'll bring it up in a second. But yeah, we're going to be celebrating. What are you actually doing on Christmas Day?
We're going out for dinner. So actually, no washing up. No washing up, no fan. We've got it. It's all in the hotel, so it's all taken care of. It's the first time I've done it like that. I have been abroad for Christmas once, but this is the first time we've actually gone to a hotel, so we're quite looking forward to it.
That's the absolute dream, isn't it?
No washing up.
No dealing with a turkey.
I've only had to do Christmas shopping for presents.
Well, fantastic stuff. I hope you've done well at the shops. Yeah, so there are some rather strange presents on the gift list this year.
Yeah, we're going to be revealing the top gifts, aren't we?
Top gifts, yes, some odd ones there. But shall we have a little look at our family photo?
Yes.
Why not?
This would be our Christmas card picture, I think.
You can't see your face, Pat.
But that's why it's so good.
You have several photos. Patrick liked this one the most. So there you go. I don't know what that says about him.
I just think, sometimes just let the...
Let the hair do the talking.
Let Emily and George do the talking.
Before you recede.
You're showing off that you don't have any ball patch. Yeah, that's
not yet.
That's what it is. Anyway, we've showed our picture, we've shared our photo, so please do send yours in, gbviews@gbnews.co.uk, Got it wrong. I've been off the telly for 4 months, OK? It's gbviews@gbnews.uk. Please do send in any pictures of your decorations, animals, what else?
Yeah, that's what we want to see,
Family
really.
moments.
I think we just want to see we're very nosy. We want to see what's going on inside your home. So, we want to see what decorations you've done, what is going on in your living rooms, all of that kind of thing.
And let's clarify here. So if you want to send us a comment, gbnews.com/yoursay, that's what on your screen. And if you want to send us a picture, you've got to email us the traditional way at gbviews@gbnews.uk. Please do.
Absolutely, yes. We do look forward to hearing from as many of you as possible. But there we go. So let's get stuck in, shall we, to our actual top stories today. And it's Christmas Eve, isn't it? And with that, we know that our political leaders get their Christmas messages out early.
They do indeed, they do. It's not just the King's message we're waiting for these days. We also, every single politician in the land has to sit there and deliver their own Christmas message.
Tenterhooks to hear what Keir Starmer would say.
Absolutely, we're going to find out.
I couldn't sleep last night. I was like, oh, what's he going to say?
What's he going to say this year? Anyway, that's after just yesterday the government made quite an astounding U-turn on the inheritance tax for family farms. Of course, that follows months of protests.
So, without further dither and delay, let's take a little listen to what our dear leader had to say, shall we? Oh, and the others as well. We've got Cammy Badenoch and Sir Ed Davey.
I'd like to wish the whole country a very happy Christmas. Right now, all across the UK, people are travelling home to be with their loved ones. Children are bursting with excitement. Families are making the final preparations, wrapping presents, hanging stockings, rushing out for last-minute bits. It's a truly special time of year. And it's a time to remind ourselves what's really important. Family, friends, community. It's a time to celebrate the Christmas story and to cherish the Christian values that define it. Peace, charity and goodwill to all. That is the promise of the season. And just as so many put their feet up, some truly special people will be pulling on their uniforms and heading out to work. Our NHS staff, emergency services, and the brave men and women of our armed forces, all playing their part, doing their bit to care for the nation and to keep us safe. Many volunteers will be out there as well, serving food, reaching out to help those lonely or in need. So, on behalf of the whole country, I want to say a big thank you. As a nation, we should raise a glass to you this Christmas. But more than that, we should each do our bit as well. I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority. But at this time of the year, which celebrates love and abundance, loss or hardship can feel even more acute. So call round to a neighbour, check in on a friend or a relative who you haven't heard from for a while. Reach out. It can make a huge difference. That's what Christmas is about. So whether you're at home this evening, heading to work, heading to church, or maybe heading to the pub, let's look forward and celebrate the joy and hope that Christmas brings. From my family to yours, to everyone in the United Kingdom, I hope you all have a very happy Christmas.
This is the most special time of year. A time for making merry, of course, seeing friends. But more than anything, Christmas is about family. One of the privileges of being a mother is watching my children grow up, and it happens so quickly. So this Christmas, I'm excited to spend lots of quality time with them. This time of year also makes me think about loved ones who are no longer with us, like my dad. I remember so many Christmases as a child, and that's why I'm building a tradition of Christmas with my children, something which I hope they will one day share with their children. They love presents and Father Christmas, but I teach them that Christmas is also about the birth of Christ. I grew up in a Methodist family. My husband and kids are Catholic, and we're keen to instill in the children the values that Christmas teaches, like giving being more important than receiving, like the importance of sacrifice and service. So to all of you working over Christmas, I want to say a huge thank you for keeping the country going. Life can be amazing, but it can also be bumpy. Christmas is a chance to reflect on the year that's been, be grateful for the good things, mourn what we may have lost, and look forward to what we are going to do in the coming year. With that in mind, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as leader of the opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life, but it's also been a wonderful year. I can't wait to get back to work next year to create a better United Kingdom. But in the meantime, I wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Well, I hope you're still with us after that. I mean, honestly, certainly the first one there from Sir Keir Starmer. I mean, he's even managed to make a Christmas message a bit bleak and monotone and depressing, hasn't he, really? I quite enjoyed that one about, you know, if you're going to the pub, yeah, well, they're not, are they? Labour MPs have been banned from the pubs.
Theo Ashwood, political commentator, you're here with us. I mean, we're going to get to some of the messages that are already coming through on your say, but your thoughts, have politicians always done these things?
They haven't, and I'm trying to think back to when there was this tradition started of our political leaders giving speeches. I tend to be rather traditionalist in the view that I think it should be, Christmas should be cleared for religious leaders, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and I think the King, is very important to hear from the monarch, and I think his message this year is going to be especially important. I've really enjoyed actually seeing King Charles return to health, his appearance at the Guinness Brewery. There's some lovely pictures there, and I really want to hear from the King, and I'm not quite sure why we've found ourselves in this almost like a trap that we have to have Christmas narrated to us by our political leaders. I think if we are in real trouble if we have to look to Keir Starmer, Kemi Badenoch, and Ed Davey. He's given a speech about online trolls for our festive cheer.
What fun, eh?
We'll come to the Ed Davey one. We decided not to bore the backside off everyone this early in the morning.
Kill the listenership,
we cut Davey out this time.
Viewership.
We'll squeeze him in.
Do stay with us.
Are we looking there at two political leaders who realistically might not survive, politically speaking, 2026?
Yeah, I mean, very much so. I mean, even if you think back to the beginning of this year, I think there'll be those in both the Labour Party and in the Conservative Party who are of the view that both are quite lucky to be in post for this Christmas, to be given their Christmas messages now. And of course, we've got the crucial elections coming up in May, which, whatever has happened with these delays of around 60 councils having it pushed back, both Kemi Badenoch and Keir Starmer are going to be under incredible pressure following those results. The Tory party are at that point where they're now, I think this year is going to be crucial for that. Coming up is going to be that crucial for that moment. Does reform just swallow up the Conservative Party? And I think, whoever takes over, Kemi Badenoch is almost safe by dint of the fact that the Conservative MPs don't have an answer for what to do.
Emily, I can see what you're doing here, which is
yes, we've
Go on, put them to me.
Obviously, you do crack me up. So Dave says the Grinch is giving a message. ... Lol. AM says, oh my good lord, Mr. Doom and Gloom. He can't even make a Christmas message sound cheerful or sincere. Dave, you can always rely on Starmer putting a downer on any occasion. The pub, you've really killed that industry off.
Well, we're going to be talking about that later, actually.
The pub.
We're going to be talking about that later, how pubs are dealing with this Christmas. We're going to be speaking to a landlord. So that's some of the reaction there. But Theo, you are going to be with us throughout the course of the show.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Lovely to be with you.
Thank you very much.
The other big news story, it does, of course, relate to Sir Keir Starmer, doesn't it, and the Labour Party, is this U-turn on one of the most controversial policies, which is the family farm tax, forcing family farms worth more than £1 million to pay inheritance tax.
Yes, so Sir Keir Starmer, a little U-turn. He's now raised the threshold to 2.5 million. Apparently that's going to halve the number of farms impacted.
But for some, it's come too late. And the son of a farmer who sadly took his own life says that his father would still be alive today if Labour either hadn't introduced a policy or had U-turned on it earlier.
I mean, that's just so terribly sad. We're joined now by the farmer, Simon Bainbridge. Very good morning to you. Happy Christmas Eve. Simon, tell me your thoughts on this apparent U-turn from the Prime Minister.
Yeah, well, good morning. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to GB News for keeping this current, but also thank you to a lot of different farmers across the country who have really kind of gone above and beyond and done protests in London, did protests locally, and really driven this forward to keep it going. Because I think without them, this could have we may not have got to where we've got to, and obviously the lobbying of different organisations. So I think that's really good. I think it is an early Christmas present. I think it's good news. It probably hasn't gone far enough. We'd probably like that figure to be larger, because obviously now land is very expensive, machines very expensive, livestock are very expensive. So it probably hasn't gone far enough. But we do feel as if it is an early Christmas present. and there'll be many farmers slept a lot easier last night with this kind of almost not put to bed, but gone. We've made a step progress.
I just wonder, Simon, though, if there's still quite a lot of anger there, not least because of the story that we touched on earlier on, which is that farmers, some of them anyway, did sadly take their own lives as a result of this. But also the fact that if you were going to do it at all, just to U-turn on it, like 18 months later, a year later, after all of this hoo-ha, after all the damage that you've done, you know, to march people up the hill, to then just go, actually, no, we'll flip on it anyway. It just makes the whole thing seem utterly pointless, doesn't it?
Yes, and obviously that story is desperately sad, and there'll be many across the country. Yes, this could have been done much earlier. We've given the evidence, we've provided everything we need to know, and what it's caused is a huge amount of anxiety and a huge amount of mental health problems. And the reality is that those don't disappear overnight. This'll live with people for a long time. So yeah, it's. We all wish it had come earlier. It's been obviously a lot of work. I mean, a lot of farmers have given up loads of their free time, or not free time, their working time.
Well, absolutely. Just on that point, Simon, I mean, you're saying thank you to all of those who've gone out and protested this, and I'd like to say thank you also to those who've been willing to come on the media like yourself and speak to the public. Not only get yourselves down to Whitehall in your tractors and there, you know, tooting the horns, trying to get the government to listen, but coming out, giving your own personal stories. The amount of farms we've been down to as GB News welcomed us in to give you a voice.
We've got a couple of cows named after us.
We've got a couple of cows named after us. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Down in the southwest. But it's been fantastic, and I think finally, you know, the government's actually listened. Keir Starmer apparently has intervened personally on this one because he's heard stories from actual real farmers.
Yeah, you made it impossible for them not to U-turn. So you must feel a sense of pride, Simon.
Well, yes, I think there's been a lot of work gone in, but it's still not just. I mean, there's obviously this isn't just about farming. This is also about family businesses across the UK. Yeah. So you mentioned pubs earlier on, and obviously we've got the same changes to the business property relief, which is hopefully going to make those family businesses. I mean, this is affecting everybody from the butcher to the baker to the candlestick maker. Absolutely. But also there's all sorts of other things going on in terms of we haven't really got any stewardship schemes we can get into at the moment. They're probably not going to be open until the summer. We've had those draconian cuts to BPS. There's just been a whole raft of things going on during a time when farming isn't hugely profitable.
And Simon, just very, very quickly, while we've got you, sorry to interrupt, but just very quickly, will this directly impact your farm, your family business?
Yeah, no, this is a relief.
So you're saved by this, are you?
We've got two children who are very keen on farming, and this and obviously they listen. I mean, they're only they're 13 and 15, but they listen to everything going on. They watch the news, they watch social media, so it's obviously in the back of their mind. But yeah, this hopefully then makes it. It makes their future secure, and hopefully further generations to produce food, to produce for the environment, to look after the wildlife, to do all those things we do across the country.
Well, look, I want to thank you big time, you and the entire farming world for everything that you do, and I will be incredibly grateful when we sit down as a family tomorrow for a whopping great big Christmas dinner, and we look at what's on the table in front of us. There's
British meat, of course.
British meat, British everything, you know, and you know, really seriously spare a thought for the farmers, because you know, you the ones who feed us 3 times a day.
Yes, now get back out there, Simon.
In my case, 4 or 5 times a day.
Yeah, but enjoy your Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
thank you, you too.
God bless. Look after yourself. Love to the family, and thanks for everything. You take care.
Thank you, and a very Merry Christmas to all.
Take care, mate.
Fantastic stuff.
Simon Bainbridge there, farmer. Well, we're actually going to be hearing from Victoria Atkins, who is the Shadow Secretary for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, later on in the show, so it'd be good to hear from her, won't it?
It will, absolutely. She's been one of those who's been down at every protest, I think.
Absolutely.
But it is time for a quick update on your weather with Aidan McGibbon.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north-northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. But areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Well, thank you very much for choosing to share your Christmas Eve morning with us. We've got loads on. If you haven't finished your Christmas shopping, fear not. We've got you covered. Find out what we've got coming very shortly.
Yes, and please do. I'm hearing in my ear that we're already receiving huge numbers of pictures of your Christmas decks and everything that goes along with Christmas, so do keep sending them in. gbviews@gbnews.uk is the way to do that. The email address, not the your say. We're also going to be reading out more of your comments on those political messages from our Prime Minister.
Will your front room feature on GB News when we come back?
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy. A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you. Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
No,
Because the failure is...
You're
the failure is...
deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back.
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
And we do not shy away from the difficult stuff.
Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood.
So join me on Jubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pearce.
And me, Miriam Cates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Well, happy Christmas Eve breakfast this morning. Thank you for waking up with us. You've been getting in touch with lots of Christmassy pictures and videos, so we thought we'd share some with you. Barbara has sent in this.
Go on, Barbara. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a video.
It's a video.
What are we looking at here? What are we dealing with here, Barbara?
I think your mum's got one of those.
Are we dealing with an assortment of moving... Yes, yes, we are. You're absolutely spot on, actually. So my mum, Barbara, is basically the same as you.
She loves Christmas.
All of these different moving Christmas Christmas pieces. Well done, Barbara.
Yeah, they're for George, apparently, baby George, but they're for Patrick.
They're for her. That's what they're for.
They're for her, yeah. They're for her. And your dad. Nanny Lulu has also sent in these pictures. Oh, my goodness. What are we looking at here?
Lovely.
Is that a window? And then, oh, wow, it's like a grotto.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty good.
Is that your house, Nanny Lulu? That is brilliant.
Oh, there's us.
Oh, there you go. Donna has shared a picture of... we've got one-year-old Reggie from Mansfield, who is that a Cocker Spaniel?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I think it's a Cocker Spaniel.
That is a beautiful picture.
Yeah, patiently waiting for Santa paws.
That is a very regal-looking dog.
What a fine dog.
What a fine dog. And Suzanne has shared her Christmas cake decoration for the year. Santa has had one too many.
Nice, I love it. Well done.
There he is, face down, like the cricket team.
Like the England cricket team, which we're going to be talking about very shortly. Please do keep getting in touch. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us just to have a chat, then it's gbnews.com/yoursay.
Yep.
But if you want to send your pictures and your videos, you need to go to gbviews@gbnews.uk.
Can I just say on the Your Say, it is kicking off. Lots of happy Christmas, etc., but a lot getting stuck into Keir Starmer's personal Christmas message. Starmer's Christmas message could be quite effective in sedating any prematurely excited children, says Duff Barnett. So there you go. There you go. But have you left your Christmas shopping until the last minute?
Not this year for me, actually. So there you go. Makes a change.
But we've got all your last-minute shoppers covered because we do know today is quite a busy day. I remember my dad used to go out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Quick trip to the shopping centre, Oxford Street.
Oh, well,
Can you imagine?
Well, I can imagine because I've had to do it several times, actually.
Should we find out a bit more about what we should buy?
Well, yeah, we've got you covered. So if you are lastminute.com, let's get the best offers still available with the CEO of the British Independent Retail Association. It's Andrew Goodacre. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy Christmas Eve to you. So come on then, hit us with some of these best deals or the top toys, or what do we got?
Well, good morning to you too. I suspect most people will be looking for those last-minute gifts, really, those last-minute items that people need. And a lot of personalisation is what we hear. Customers looking to find things that they can personalise to the receiver along those lines. And lots of gadgets, lots of fun things, I suppose, that people really want to enjoy and maybe think about buying but wouldn't normally do it. So we're hoping that the people will flood to the streets and really go out and spend all they can to make the most of what will be busy shops, but also some bargains out there, because shops will be looking to move stock out today.
Well, we've actually got a bit of a list here of what apparently the most popular gifts for adults have been this year. Ice cream makers, towel warmers. What else have we got here, Emily?
We've got AirPods, electric blankets. Don't know what that says about the state of our country. PlayStations, mini bread makers, LED face masks. Now, these are the face masks that apparently make you look 10 years younger overnight.
Oh, gosh, OK. So, yes, so all of these are still available, we think, Andrew. People haven't missed out.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. And the most important thing is for us, because we represent shops mainly that we find on high streets, is that people go out, they embrace the festive time of year that we have, and really go into those businesses and enjoy themselves, because there's lots of great products out there. You mentioned a few there, but it's often about things that it's finding items that people talk about. You want to give something unique, something that's a little bit different. Water bottles apparently are really popular at the moment. Everyone wants to drink water during the day. It's good for you. And these personalised water bottles or Wilder water bottles are really flying out the windows as well. So all those items you mentioned, you will find in the shops, and people will have plenty of choice to buy.
Well, we recently had a baby. And the amount of personalised gifts that we received, yes, just a little embroidery here and there, or the name somewhere. It really is. It's easy to do with online, isn't it?
Yeah, online, but I think you'll find lots of businesses on the high street now have the technology to do that as well. You can program now. There's good machinery, good technology in shops where you can easily say to someone, can you put someone's name on this towel, on this blanket, on this piece of clothing, whatever it may be, and it can be readily done. So I think the shops are competing with online as best they can. All I will say to customers is, it's never too late to buy something online or in store. Go out and buy it.
Absolutely. Andrew, thank you very much, as always. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. It's Andrew Goodacre there, who is the CEO of the British Independent Retail Association. Just quickly to remind you, OK, if you're waking up this morning gripped with fear that you haven't got presents sorted, ice cream makers, towel warmers, AirPods, electric blankets, PlayStations, mini bread makers, a digital meat thermometer. These are the top gifts.
You need that for tomorrow.
Silk pillowcases, Lego, sourdough starter kits. So, look, hopefully we've given you some ideas there. And we also have a very special treat later on, don't we?
Do we?
For our younger viewers. Yes, because we always know, especially this time of year, families are together. We've got younger viewers. There's probably several children watching this now. We've got a very special Father Christmas-related treat for you towards the end of this show.
We absolutely do.
Stay tuned for that.
We absolutely do. Yeah. Well, if you are travelling to see your friends and family, which hopefully you are, there might be a bit of traffic, so we should show you the travel. Here's your update. Don't forget to stay with us on digital and radio.
Good morning. This is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A83 at Loch Gilphead is currently closed in both directions due to emergency roadworks, with limited access via Mance Bray, Union Street and Lawn Street. However, only light local traffic is advised. Larger vehicles should follow the available diversion routes. Travellers using the A55 at Britannia Bridge should be aware of a speed limit set to 30 miles per hour, effective until further notice. In addition, on the trains there is disruption between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street, affecting both Avanti West Coast and cross-country services. Stay up to date at gbnews.com.
Well, still to come, we're going to be bringing you all the latest sports stories with Aidan McGee, and there's some vintage British booze up abroad stuff going on with the cricket, actually, and we do have some updates for you on that.
We do indeed. This is, of course, GB News Breakfast on Christmas Eve with Patrick and Emily.
I'm Michelle Dewberry. This is Jubes & Co with you.
Hello everyone, Patrick Christie is here. GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Access the stories that matter to you. Take the GB News family with you on any device. And as long as you have an internet connection. Tune in to GB News, anywhere on the planet or beyond. GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
So he can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world. Am I allowed to talk now? No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints. How many fingers have I got up?
About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates, 5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5. You got me good there. Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah. Uncensored.
Very, very racy tonight.
On the unpredictable.
What did she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News, the People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. So we've got the sport for you now, and we've got some absolutely vintage sporting headlines to kick us off. Aidan's here with us. Let me just show you what we're dealing with here. England booze probe there, and then on the back
this
of
is my favourite. This one, my favourite. Booze ball.
Booze ball.
Bazball is what is the kind of the regime, isn't it? That's the way they play that gung-ho level of cricket, and it hasn't worked so far. And look, let's look at the story. I mean, it centres around the decision by Ben Stokes in Australia. This is the Ashes, of course, down under. And we've got a picture there of Ben Duckett there on the screen for the benefit of our radio listeners. And it centres around a video that surfaced yesterday in the last sort of 12, 15 hours or so. And the decision by Ben Stokes to take the team away to Noosa for 4 nights on basically what was referred to colloquially as a stag do, Patrick, and that's effectively what it was, because I mean these players seem to be boozing all the time, and they may deny their behaviour. I mean, I will say that Rob Key, who is the director of cricket with England, he said that well, I'll read out the quote. Actually, I've got it next to me. He said, "Stories of players drinking 6 days solid, that's unacceptable. We'll look into the facts as opposed to the things that have been embellished." Now, on the video yesterday, it looked quite damning. You saw Ben Duckett outside his hotel, unable to even get a cab. Guests there were humouring him, Emily, almost. They were saying, "Who are you?" And then Duckett's firing back and saying, "I don't know who I am," almost. You know, I mean, he may have been protecting his identity.
Yeah.
Of course he might.
One of the people offered to get him a taxi to the Nets.
Yes.
To do more training because we're 2-0 down in the series.
Oh, my God. It's 2 states away as well.
I mean, that's
2 states
appalling,
away. It would have been an
isn't it,
expensive Uber, wouldn't it?
I mean,
but he's...
I'm
Sorry,
all
go
for
on.
people having fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, in elite sport you need some downtime.
Of course.
But mid-series,
well, you're 2-0 down
for 6 days.
You're 2-0 down. You've missed key opportunities to get ahead. That 30-minute collapse in the first test in Perth was pivotal in this tournament. They needed to win that first one, and so the optics don't look particularly good unless you're behind the bar, of course. Hey. But look, I mean, it just speaks to a culture within our sports, isn't it? We've had this before. We had the dentist chair in 1996 with Gazza, Teddy Sheringham, Darren Anderson, Steve McManaman, etc. I would say on that occasion, though, Patrick, Gazza and the rest of the team did perform at Euro 96.
Also, it was the 90s.
It was. It proved to be a galvanising experience for them. It brought the squad together. Terry Venables, the manager, used it to unify the team. But then if you look at 2011, this is far more recent and far more reminiscent of what happened then in the dwarf throwing in Australia, funnily enough. It seems to be a country that brings out the worst in our sports stars, doesn't it? Yeah. And that was off the back of a dreadful tournament by England just, 5, 6 years after they won the thing.
Now, Aidan, moving to football, are some footballers being fat-shamed?
I wouldn't say fat shame, no. I mean, look, it goes back to what Pep Guardiola, the Manchester City coach, said a few days ago, how he's going to weigh his players when they come back for training on Boxing Day. So I think their schedule is that they're playing Nottingham Forest on the 27th, so they're going to be in at training on the 26th, and he's going to weigh them. And nowadays, Emily, they can see anything inside their bodies. They really can. And it's not a new thing that they're being weighed. Sean Dyche, who's the opposing manager on the 27th, is going to be played at the City Ground. He's a Nottingham Forest boss. He was saying in his press conference yesterday.
So they're basically checking if they've overdone it over the Christmas period.
Yes, they can, but then that happens quite normally. It's quite a normal thing, you know that. It's like
why is it a headline then, Aidan?
Because the manager spoke about it, and he said that he did an impression of Brian Clough, his former manager. He's asked what he would think about it. So that's why it generated a few headlines. And the wider football public don't necessarily know that that's normal. I can tell you from experience of covering these clubs, 20 years ago it was happening. I mean, I was told that I was covering Crystal Palace once, and Ian Dowie said to me, the manager, he said, we can get players in and our performance strategists can say exactly what they've eaten over the course of a day. Extraordinary. And that was in 2004, 2005. So the wider public, I mean, football's very secretive in terms of what they do, as all elite sports are in terms of sports science. And so it's kind of something that's been going on for a while. It's not uncommon. If the players had a problem with it, they'd kick off about it. But you won't hear a thing about them complaining.
Well, I mean, they're athletes.
Well, of course they are, yeah.
It's about the body.
There's not going to be that much. And you can also eat a fairly healthy Christmas meal as well.
Yeah. Also, how much money are they on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Stay fit.
Just don't eat for a little bit.
They're not even playing on Boxing Day, most of them, Pat.
No. Well, we are going to talk about the fixture that is on Boxing Day in a little bit. Manchester United are playing Newcastle, aren't they? We'll talk about that in the next section. I'm also quite keen to see how this England cricket booze probe develops over the course of the day. There's some quite
they're in action. They're in action tomorrow.
Yeah.
In Melbourne. In the fourth test, but I mean it's gone already. They're 3-0 down. It's just pride to play for now. Yeah. It's a difficult position to do that from, Patrick, when you've been shamed like this.
Well, quite, yeah. And we're going to see if anyone's been dropped for it as well as a result of these boozy antics. But anyway, thank you very much.
Cheers. See you in a bit.
Still to come though. Well, the latest release of the Epstein files. Prince Andrew is, well, again, under a huge amount of fire. It appears that emails have been leaked during which he asks about Ghislaine Maxwell procuring him inappropriate friends.
Yeah, it's quite something. And we're going to find out a little bit more about that with Christo Fufas and Benjamin Butterworth, who are joining us this Christmas Eve breakfast for the papers. There they are.
There they are. Oh, bless. Oh, there they are. Brilliant. Look at them.
Oh,
fantastic.
Looking dapper as always. There you go.
Bringing new meaning to the phrase campus Christmas. And we've got the weather for you now. We've got the weather for you.
Ready to soak up that holiday sunshine?
Won't we need some cover?
No worries. All sorted.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
The colder weather the UK is experiencing on Christmas Day extends into Iberia. It's unsettled across the central part of the Mediterranean. Also some rain through Turkey. But Greece looking mostly fine. Sunny spells here. The rain and wind through the central Med affecting the Balearics, heading into the south of France and Italy later. Plenty of sunshine for Spain and Portugal, but feeling cooler, and it's going to stay on the cool side here into the weekend.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Good afternoon, Britain. Weekdays from midday.
I think a lot of you at home are going to be quite annoyed with this. Now, Tesco, the big supermarket chain, appears to have got rid of the famous Christmas trees, instead renaming them evergreen
trees.
There's
the evergreen tree.
Here we are. So if you're listening on the radio, these are pictures of their boxes of artificial Christmas trees without the word Christmas on them at all, instead calling them evergreen trees. There are still a number of Christmas trees available called Christmas trees.
Christmas trees,
but I think it has clearly annoyed quite a lot of people. Why do you call them evergreen trees? Can't you just call them Christmas?
Just call them Christmas trees. I call them Christmas trees Even outside of the time of Christmas. If they look like a Christmas tree, I call them a Christmas tree, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And the Conservative leader of the London Assembly, Susan Hall, she's told The Telegraph, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas tree. People don't tend to put up green plastic fir trees for any other reason. It's all stupid nonsense about offending other people and other religions. Well, below that, this is supposed to be a Christian country. We have Christmas. Let's celebrate it, says Susan Hall.
Actually, other religions are not offended by the celebration of Christmas in a Christian country. You speak to Hindus and Buddhists and the vast majority of Muslims, they're not in the slightest bit bothered and actually will join in those celebrations as well. It doesn't offend them. But what you've got are marketing divisions within these big companies where you've got Tarquin and Tabitha who feel that we must, you know, do what we can do to not offend the great British public. And the great British public are the ones that are actually buying the product and they're not in the slightest bit offended.
Can I just say it offends me that we've got Christmas already and it's not December.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Join me, Nana Akwe, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, he didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
We're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
Well, welcome back. This is Christmas Eve breakfast with me, Emily Carver, and Patrick Christie's. Now, please do keep your videos, photos, whatever you want to send in to us of your Christmas decks, animals, whatever you're doing today. Maybe you're chopping up some Brussels sprouts as we speak. Send them in gbviews@gbnews.uk and keep your comments coming in as well on your say. As always.
Absolutely. Well, look, joining us to go through what's making the news is broadcasting royalty, Christo Fufas, and journalist and broadcasting sensation, Benjamin Butterworth. Thank you very much. Well, look, we're obviously kind of keeping it relatively light today in parts, but there are some very serious news stories around. Benjamin, you've got one of them. This is the story of the ISIS fanatics that, but for the grace of God, as it were literally a whisker away from committing the worst terrorist attack in British history.
Yeah, so these two men, who were 38 and 52 years old, were caught red-handed plotting to do what the Community Security Trust, which is a Jewish organisation, described as potentially the worst attack on Jews in British history. So these two men had bought handgun and assault rifles and hundreds of rounds from a shop in Bolton from an Iraqi man. And they were aiming, quote-unquote, to kill as many Jewish people as possible. The way that they were working out who to target and how was that they were joining Jewish Facebook groups and looking at them, making their arrangements and where they were going in their festivals to try and target Jewish people in this country. I think you know, we're all incredibly relieved that this has been stopped, but it's also a real reminder, especially after the two Jewish people were killed by the Manchester synagogue.
Yeah, and we've got some detail on how the undercover operative worked. Was he scouring the Facebook groups? He got in touch with them, pretended to be one of them, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. And so they managed to catch them before they were able to get as far as anything happening. And actually, you know, earlier this year when we had those two Jewish people killed, that was the first murder of Jews for being Jews in 400 years. And it shows you that clearly a whole host of these things are being arranged and tried. But they managed to catch them red-handed. And so, you know, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, so two of them were Tunisian. I believe one of them was Iraqi. All we know so far is that they've been, quote, living legally in Britain for a few years. I mean, you know, just 2 days ago, we had the new head of the Equalities and Human Rights Commission telling us that it was a bad thing, dangerous thing for us to talk negatively about immigration. And then bingo, yesterday, you've got 3 people from abroad who have been convicted now for plotting and nearly carrying out the UK's largest ever terror attack. And as well, they did say that they wanted to kill as many Jews as possible, but any Christians they killed would have been a bonus. So there is that. But there's some
this is what Jewish communities have been warning, haven't they? It's the Jews that people target now, And then it's also the Christians and everyone else.
And it's insane. I mean, what you just picking up on what you just said there. I mean, you know, what would have been so frustrating about this, as well as it being an absolutely horrific attack, and let's not you know, underplay that. But also, had something like this happened, the first reaction of many of the people that are of the thought process that you just outlined, Patrick, would have been, well, we need to be careful about Islamophobia. You know, we've got this really skewed thing at the moment where we have a threat from an extremist community, and it is extremists within that community, and then when those extremists carry out an attack, the first reaction is not for the victims, it's for, oh, we need to be careful about saying the wrong thing about that particular community. It doesn't solve the problem.
No. Can I just whiz us on to another huge story? It's all over the front of the Daily Telegraph, as amongst other newspapers as well. Christo, it's Prince Andrew, well, the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Find me inappropriate friends.
Yes. These are the latest documents that have been released in these Epstein files, but actually some of them have been a bit of a damp squib, but these are quite explosive. They are from an email. The name is the Invisible Man, and that's what Mr. Mountbatten Windsor, Prince Andrew as he formerly was, that's what many people are understanding that he was going by. And basically in one of these exchanges asking an unknown recipient whether Mr. Mountbatten Windsor could be set up with fun girls during a royal trip to Peru. Also in another email as well to Ghislaine Maxwell, asking as well for inappropriate friends.
Now, these emails were apparently sent back in 2001, just days after he left the Royal Navy, looking for a bit of fun on a royal trip. Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty grim, and he makes comments like they need to be from good families, and I don't want to see this in the newspapers afterwards. So, you know, well, yeah.
Backfired, doesn't it?
24 years later, it made its way in. I mean, what's obviously most people are going to find this tasteless and grim at best, but what it's really revealing and why the royal family removed the Prince title, you can see exactly why, because clearly when he did that famous Emily Maitlis interview, he was not telling, at least not telling the whole truth.
Oh, yeah.
Because by going out and arranging these sorts of trips, by using Ghislaine, Epstein's fixer, for this trip to Peru, he was obviously looking for young women around the world, and that was not something that he'd admitted to.
Well, and without a doubt, Prince William would have known about this and would have preempted this. I don't mean all along. I mean, I think that the royal family clearly had a heads up that there was more of this to come. I was trying to play devil's advocate with friends yesterday, saying, you know, OK, inappropriate friends, is there any way this could be misconstrued other than something that is utterly grim? And even if it, you know, even if it wasn't some of the sexual impropriety that has been implied here, there is no good explanation for this. There is no good explanation.
Apparently, up to a few days ago, according to the Mail, they were going to, well, Andrew was going to host a Christmas bash. I think this has all put an end to that.
Well, yes, possibly. Anyway, right, OK, well, look, good start, thank you very much. We've got plenty more news coming your way. We're also going to be talking to Victoria Atkins, who's the Shadow Secretary for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. Good news for the farmers, but here's your weather.
Warm and cosy, with a chance of zero visibility. Boxed Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. but areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.
Warm and cosy, with a chance of zero visibility. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Merry Christmas from my family to yours.
A very, very happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from GB News.
Good morning, this is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A83 Lochgilphead remains closed due to emergency roadworks. Note that local access via Mancy Bray, Union Street and Lawn Street is suitable only for light local traffic. Large or long vehicles should follow the available diversions. On the A55, both directions of the Britannia Bridge are under a speed limit of 30 miles per hour, continuing until further notice. Currently, on the M4 travelling westbound between Junction 5 and Junction 6 in Slough, there's a broken down vehicle causing 1 out of 4 lanes to be closed. And on the trains, there's disruption between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street, affecting services by Avanti West Coast and Cross Country. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
This Christmas, we're giving you the chance to win our biggest cash prize of the year. An incredible £85,000 in tax-free cash could be yours. And we've come to the fabulously festive Aurora Collection Resort here in Lapland to celebrate. £85,000 of tax-free cash really could be yours.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m.
Only on GB News.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pierce.
And me, Miriam Gates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Well, good morning. Welcome to GB News Breakfast. This Christmas Eve, it is now 7 o'clock on the dot.
It is indeed, and we've been getting some messages through, Christmas messages, from our dear leaders.
I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
But it's a tad awkward for Sir Keir there, because a damning new poll has found that the majority of voters don't think he's going to be Prime Minister by next Christmas. So is this a sort of festive farewell from our leader?
Well, Kemi Badenoch's also done one.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as Leader of the Opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life.
Well, there you go. But is it a Christmas miracle for farmers? Yes, Sir Keir Starmer has U-turned again, this time on the inheritance tax threshold for family farms. The Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage, has welcomed the decision.
Well, this government's well known for U-turns, but this is a very welcome U-turn. The raising of the threshold to £2.5 million will make an absolutely enormous difference.
Well, don't worry, we are obviously going to be talking about some lighter Christmassy things as well, but this is a very serious story. 2 Islamic State extremists have been found guilty now of planning what would have been Britain's deadliest terror attack. We've got the inside story on how they were caught coming your way shortly.
We absolutely do, but new bombshell. Epstein files, they've been published, and fresh accusations have emerged against Andrew Mountbatten of Windsor.
And this is a big one as well. It's a GB News exclusive, actually. Now, the US Under Secretary for Public Diplomacy has really come out, slammed the Online Safety Act, slammed the Labour government as well, claiming that it censors Americans.
Purporting to censor Americans in America is a deal breaker. It is a non-starter. It is a red line. And that's what Ofcom has tried to do with the Online Safety Act, and that's one reason the American government is concerned.
And of course, it is Christmas Day tomorrow, and the royal family are heading to Sandringham. We'll bring you the latest.
Yes, because it's been revealed that the King, actually, King Charles, has again decided to depart with tradition a little bit, doing his annual Christmas message in Westminster Abbey.
And of course, you might be heading to the pub this evening for Christmas Eve. It is one of the busiest days of the year for our pubs. So can they expect a much-needed end-of-year boost?
And is your family opening Christmas presents today on Christmas Eve, or are you waiting to tomorrow? It causes a little bit of a row, this. So, is it naughty to... Will we be opening any Christmas presents today, do you think?
I don't think so.
No, save
Tomorrow.
it all.
Tomorrow morning, we'll save up the anticipation.
Is that because you haven't bought them
when
yet?
Santa arrives. Well, you know, there's always a shop open.
There's always a
Petrol
shop
station.
Going on the petrol
Anyway, we're going to be debating whether it's naughty or nice to open gifts early.
The England and Wales Cricket Board have pledged an investigation into reports of players drinking excessively during a break from the Ashes series at the beach resort of Noosa. And they needed penalties, but Arsenal beat Crystal Palace to set up a Carabao Cup semi-final clash with Chelsea.
It doesn't look like it'll be a white Christmas for most of us, but it does look like a brighter Christmas is on the way. Full details coming up in the forecast soon.
Well, it's just gone at 7 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Thank you very much for spending your Christmas Eve morning with us. I'm Patrick Christie's.
And I'm Emily Carver, and this is GB News Breakfast. Well, good morning to you, and you've done what we asked. You've sent in lots of pictures, videos, everything. Helen has sent in this. Here's a picture of our dogs, she says. Just coming, wait for it,
yes.
Wait for it.
You can get in touch.
Anticipation. There it is.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of their dogs. Hoop and Rupert. I love the name.
Brilliant.
Rupert.
Yeah, it's a very nice name. Now, with a little GB News Christmas tree, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I can see the colours. You got the blue, you got the red, you got the shiny white there.
Did you
Looking
consider
good.
Rupert as a name for George?
Oh, maybe.
Did you?
Well,
got to the
it actually
final
wasn't
two.
on our list, to be fair.
Wasn't it? Okay.
It wasn't. Was it?
No. I don't really want to reveal what else is on the list because you never know what the future holds.
Yes.
You never know.
Might need it.
You never,
might need it. We
Might need it for later.
I'm fine if you use Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden's available.
It's amazing. People ask, you know, when you've got a newborn, so you're having another. Just calm down, guys. Calm down. Anyway, Neil has also shared his tree. With nutcrackers, snowmen dotted around and us on the telly. Good stuff.
Oh, lovely stuff. Yes, you've got to get us in there. You know how to get yourself on the telly, Neil. If you can include a picture of us, then that's the way to our hearts, isn't it, of course. Bob and Sarah have sent this through. Oh, brilliant. So Billy getting ready for Santa, and he's also got his mummy and daddy and Claire... his mummy and daddy with him, apparently.
This is the next one.
Oh, there we go. What's that little dancing thing next to it?
It's another one of those dancing things.
They're very in fashion this year,
it's
aren't
got a little
they?
battery, starts doing a jig, gets you into the festive mood.
So he looks like
good
a
for children.
He looks like a snowball.
They'll need about 10 batteries, though.
The dog's not interested, though,
No.
is he?
Well, he's very well behaved.
Very well
well
behaved.
trained.
It's like a
Very
sheep.
well behaved. And there's nutcrackers in the background as well.
Lovely. What have we got here? Claire and Jonathan?
Yeah, I think they've shared this photo from Essex. This is Billy getting ready for Santa. I think is that a cat or a rabbit?
Hard to tell. Just in case you're wondering why we can't quite see that, we do have quite small screens here in the studio. So whether it's a cat or a rabbit, have a very happy Christmas.
Or maybe this is the hamster.
Oh, this is the hamster.
Called Nibbles.
There you go.
Who's enjoying watching us both on GB News.
It's zoomed in, you see.
Yeah, this is a zoomed-in hamster. Do you remember when we had a hamster?
Sheila, may she rest in peace.
Sheila in her wheel.
Absolutely, yes.
I got to name her, and Patrick looked after her.
Yeah.
Our neighbours enjoyed that, didn't they?
They did not, because I used to come home late from work and I'd release Sheila into her ball, and we have wooden floors, so Sheila would run around, and downstairs were very confused about what that noise was.
Yeah.
And I told them it was a hamster, and they basically just told me to grow up.
Yeah, and then the hamster decided to not live in his cage at all, and Patrick was too cheap to get him a new cage. There was a massive hole in it. So the hamster just lived underneath the floorboards for a while.
Yeah, we had a free-range hamster. Then she got into the walls, and that's when we had to say, enough, Sheila. But anyway, right, well, shall we do the...
we should, yeah. I had more to say on that, but perhaps I'll see you later.
Yeah, again, may she rest in peace. Right, so it's Christmas Eve, and with that, we obviously have our political leaders releasing their Christmas messages. Theo Usher was going to be talking to us about them, political commentator, in just a second.
But of course, the big U-turn on inheritance tax from Keir Starmer. Apparently, he personally decided to change this after having heard from actual farmers. You thought you'd do that before you announced such a controversial policy, but hey-ho, it's done. But shall we take a listen to what Keir Starmer had to say?
I'd like to wish the whole country a very happy Christmas. Right now, all across the UK, people are travelling home to be with their loved ones. Children are bursting with excitement. Families are making the final preparations, wrapping presents, hanging stockings, rushing out for last-minute bits. It's a truly special time of year. I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
Christmas is the most special time of year. A time for making merry, of course, seeing friends. But more than anything, Christmas is about family. One of the privileges of being a mother is watching my children grow up, and it happens so quickly. So this Christmas, I'm excited to spend lots of quality time with them. With that in mind, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as leader of the opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life, but it's also been a wonderful year. I can't wait to get back to work next year to create a better United Kingdom. But in the meantime, I wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Demote. Yes, well, there we go. Well, news editor at the Press Association, Theo Usherwood, joins us now. Theo, what do you make of those two political messages that we've heard there, Christmas messages from our political leaders?
Starmer was obviously going for, trying to relate to ordinary people who are struggling to get by this Christmas. And I think there's a recognition in number 10 that life is not improving, and this has been, we've heard this throughout the last 12 months, that life is not improving as fast as the government would like it to. And there's a view that if people can feel better off, then they're more likely to vote for Keir Starmer or whoever is Labour leader at the next general election. And he's used, politicians try not to make their political, their Christmas messages political, but there is a political undercurrent to what Keir Starmer has to say.
There's
and I think
sort of narrative building, though. Sorry to interrupt. There's a narrative building that this Labour government is for public sector workers and benefit claimants.
Yes.
Keir Starmer the other day put out a nice little video of how he invited all these public sector workers in for a Christmas lunch. Could he do the same with, say, small business owners?
Well, it's a very good point. I remember when Jeremy Corbyn gave, and I think I've remembered this correctly, Jeremy Corbyn made a Christmas message, and he thanked public sector workers. But there are millions of people up and down the country who don't work in the public sector and who are going to be working this Christmas. They do shift work, whether it be in shops or petrol stations. Some people work, throughout. They do valuable jobs that have to be done, and there is absolutely there are people who police officers, NHS nurses, doctors who are going to be working this Christmas, but there are also people who work in the public sector. And I think you're right to raise that point, that I think there's a danger that Labour can sometimes, has fallen into the trap previously and will fall into the trap now, if just saying, OK, well, we're just going to recognise those who are for whom Christmas is not necessarily just 2 weeks off, but actually that doesn't just include those who work in the public sector. It does also include people who do really important jobs, but obviously for private organisations.
Well, just the other, I suppose, big political story of the day is this U-turn on farms.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because we've heard from a farmer already. In the next hour, we're actually going to be hearing from Victoria Atkins, MP, who is the Shadow Secretary for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. For me, I just wondered, politically speaking, for Sir Keir Starmer, it feels a bit weird because they announced this policy, it got a huge amount of criticism, it cost his MPs dearly, especially in rural constituencies, I think, and he's marched them up the hill, only to U-turn on it, however long, a year or so after he's announced it.
16 months, yeah.
Yeah, so what was the point of it? What was the point in doing it at all?
I think you raise a very good point, Patrick. It gets to the heart of the fact that there are questions about the organisation and the planning of this government. If you're going to do a U-turn, let's think back to, George Osborne's U-turn on the pasty tax.
Yeah.
Let's think back to Philip Hammond when he was Chancellor. He increased contributions for the self-employed on national insurance. Do the U-turn really quickly. That's the way you save the political hit. If you've made a bad decision, and bad decisions do get made from time to time. That's part of politics, and your officials will come to you and as a minister and say, well, how about this? And you'll go, oh yeah, and you won't see the political danger out of the side of your eye, and then suddenly you're walloped with it. Make that U-turn really quickly, recognise there's a problem with it, and then you don't take the political hit. But they've left it for 16 months, and you've got stories of, story on the front page of the Telegraph. You've told a story of, one farmer who's taken his own life because he's trying to avoid it. And I think it's just, it doesn't make political sense, and they've snuck it out so that when MPs have gone home for Christmas, their own MPs have gone home for Christmas, partly because I'd imagine they don't want their own MPs who've been told to go out and bat for this policy saying, well, hang on a moment, I've used up this huge amount of credibility. But it was to be predicted, because we've seen a couple of MPs, Labour MPs, especially in rural constituencies over the last couple of weeks, raise real concerns about this in the House of Parliament. Even one MP lost the whip after rebelling against the government. So there was clearly an issue here.
It's another example. Loads of them lost the whip over the scrapping of the two-child benefit cap initially, only for them to then go and do it. Again, here...
Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? Winter fuel payments, or the disability benefit reforms. They say they're going to do something. Loads of their MPs go into bat for it, take loads of heat, and then they say, well, actually, we're going to water that down, or just do a total reversal. Theo Ashworth, thank you very much. We'll see you again in the next hour.
Will do. Yes, thank you very much, Theo. Now, look, just to tease ahead quickly, because we're going to go down the pub soon. You'll be glad to know. I no doubt many of you are as well. Want to talk about how pubs are doing this Christmas. Really important part of British society is the pub. So we're going to talk about that, and whether or not you should only open your Christmas presents on Christmas Day. Will some of you be doing them early on Christmas Eve? You can get in touch, gbnews.com/your say, or for pictures and little videos of your front room and Christmas trees, make sure you go to gbviews@gbnews.uk. So there is, though, however, obviously some very serious news about, and it's this, isn't it?
Yes, of course. 2 Islamic State-inspired terrorists, well, they've been found guilty of plotting what would have been the worst terrorist attack in British history on Jewish communities.
Indeed. So Walid Saudi and Ammar Hussein wanted to replicate the 2015 Paris terror attacks. They bought assault rifles, handguns, hundreds of rounds of ammunition and preparation for it as well.
Well, let's get the lowdown with international security and border control expert Henry Bolton. Henry, a very good morning to you. Happy Christmas for tomorrow. Hope you have a lovely time. This is a pretty shocking story. A good news story in a way that this was foiled, but an awful story in what it says about modern Britain.
No, indeed, Emily. and happy Christmas to you too. Look, these 3 individuals, of course, are just one of 3, because there are 3. There's 2 brothers and there's another. The 2 brothers are of Tunisian origin, and the 3rd individual is Iraqi in origin. All 3 have been living in the United Kingdom legally for many, many years on permanent leave to remain, but they're still, as I understand it, foreign nationals. They have been the result of a security service operation that involved a security service individual undercover posing as a seller of firearms, and you're showing some photos now. But the firearms that they were trying to get hold of were automatic military-grade weapons. What people would call, that sort of thing. Kalashnikovs, AK-47s, which are the sort of weapons that were used, if you remember, in the Mumbai attacks some years ago in India. Incredibly dangerous, lethal weapons. This isn't a pistol. This is a military-grade assault weapon, automatic assault weapon that they were trying to get hold of. And their plan was to attack mass gatherings of the Jewish community in the Greater Manchester area, really inspired partly by the Mumbai attacks, but also they've been radicalised online by Islamic State, which is still a thing. We seem to sort of have stepped back a little bit from our awareness of this as a society, but the Islamic State sort of organisation, if you like, is still very active in trying to recruit exactly and inspire exactly these sort of people. So great that they were caught. It tells you something very loud and clear, that the British security forces and intelligence agencies are right on top of this. But it's always been said after such plots that they only need to be successful once. And this attack was squaring up. Had they managed to get the firearms that they wanted, and that feeds into the whole debate about firearms in the UK as well, of course. It's very difficult to get firearms in the UK, thankfully. But if this was the United States, for example, they would have got those firearms and they would have carried out those attacks. So we have to bear that in mind in the debate on firearms. But this would have been an attack that would probably have been the worst on British soil.
Yeah, I mean, Henry, I think it also says to people that perhaps we should have been a little more cautious when it comes to our immigration policy, Henry.
Indeed, I thought you might pick up on that when I said they're foreign nationals. Yeah, indeed. We're bringing people in. One of these individuals has got a background in the Iranian military, the Iraqi military, sorry, and as such, he's got military training. Now, we have imported, and we are continuing to import, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands even, of people from countries that are themselves intrinsically violent, that are not necessarily fleeing that violence, but are coming here for economic benefit. But they are bringing with them the conflict and the violence and the sort of normality of violence that's prevalent in their own communities. And we haven't been paying any attention to that problem at all. And this has been a fundamental risk and threat to the British public, as we see today.
It has. Henry, look, thank you very, very much. Tremendous to talk to you, albeit under, quite bleak circumstances, although, in amongst all of this is a good news story, which is a success story from the British intelligence services that have managed to stop this. Henry, thank you very much. I do hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and thank you for everything you've done for the channel as well throughout the course of the year. We do appreciate it. It's Henry Bolton there, international security and border expert.
It does really make you think how many of these types of potential terrorist attacks are thwarted, are foiled by our security services.
Yeah.
That we don't hear about.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's terrifying to think about it. But we're going to take your minds off all of that doom and gloom very shortly. We've got a lot coming your way, including we're about to take you down the pub.
We are,
which I
yes.
think we need a bit of light relief, don't we? But of course, before that, let's find out what the weather's doing, shall we?
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. But areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Well, welcome back. This is GB News Christmas Eve breakfast with me, Emily and Patrick. Now, Britain's pubs. Yes, you might be heading to the pub this evening. A lot of people do for Christmas Eve. But they're under a bit of pressure, aren't they? But could this festive spike provide a potential lifeline? Shall we find out?
Let's go down the pub, shall we?
Yep.
Who best to ask than a pub landlord? It's Mark Bridgen, who owns the Dog at Wingham. He joins us now. Yes, good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Merry Christmas to you. So, come on, then. Is it going to be absolutely rocking in your pub later?
Yeah, at times it's really rocking, and at times it's not so rocking. So you know, we're having a very Merry Christmas, and we're pleased that it's finally here. Last Sunday we had carols in the pub, and the place was rammed. And yeah, you know, this week really busy lunch times. Could be busier at times though. You know, we appreciate most of the public feeling the squeeze. But it is, you know, it's the happiest time of the year. So we're hoping, you know, the whole village comes out tonight, and yeah, we're expecting a lot of people in tomorrow morning. We've called for our Christmas banquet lunch, which will be really fantastic. But yeah, the rest of the week, yeah, we're hoping that people start feeling the Christmas cheer and come out a bit more. And yeah, I encourage everyone where they can to support their local this Christmas.
Yeah, I really hope you get the punters in today and tomorrow and Boxing Day, of course, because it can be a bit quiet in January, can't it, when it comes to the drinking anyway? Perhaps not the food. No, it has not the food.
I'm having a look at your food online right now in front of me, and it looks absolutely fantastic, mate. Oh, my God.
It's a top pub.
It is. You know, we've been in the top 50 gastropubs in the UK for 6 years now. You know, the Dog is an exceptional place to be, particularly this time of year. Open fire, log burners. I think it's the best time of year for the Dog. So, yeah, hopefully this Christmas lots of people will be coming out near Canterbury. But, yeah, all over the country, get out to your local.
So, Mark, what happens at the Dog on Christmas Eve? Sell it to us. Why should people get down there, even just for one drink? Why should they get down?
You know, look, the log burner will be burning. It'll be full of happy people. There'll be great food if you want it. Probably a few people will hit the piano, play a carol or two. Yeah, it's you know, Wingham, like up and down the country. It's a beautiful village. And, you know, the Dog is the real epicenter of bringing families together, friends meeting up. Yeah, tonight and tomorrow morning, all the village will be out having a beer. It's just a joyous place to be.
Look, mate, this is Britain, isn't it? You've just described my ideal version of Britain now, where you've got a busy pub, some people just, you know, playing the piano, getting on it all, just, you know, singing carols, etc., great food. Just fantastic stuff, mate. So, you know, I know that you've had a tough year, and, you know, obviously, we don't want to get too political about it all. It doesn't look like it's going to get much better anytime soon, because they don't seem to understand fun, do they, this government? But we hope that you survive. and we hope that you keep going. And maybe we should nip down the dog for a dinner in the new year, maybe.
Absolutely, that would be lovely. That would be very lovely, actually. Get that sorted.
We can host you to broadcast breakfast, lunch or dinner. So, yeah, let's do it.
Good shout. I tell you what, that's it. Live pitching a TV show. We love it, mate. Good. Mark, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you and the family. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Emily, Patrick and the dog.
And the dog, yes.
Coming soon.
Our new nickname for our son. But anyway.
Better than the other ones.
Yeah, well, quite. Anyway, right, well, what have we got coming up?
We have a lot coming up.
Yes, we do.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Still to come. Is it naughty or nice to open gifts on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, should it only be Christmas Day? We've got someone on who is adamant that you're spoiling Christmas if you do not leave your presents till Christmas Day morning. Do you agree?
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
no,
isn't it?
No,
because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back.
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
And we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes and Kerr weeknights at 6 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight-talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m.
only on GB News.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pearce.
And me, Miriam Cates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. So we've all been tempted to take a peek under the Christmas tree just the day before, haven't we, and open those presents.
I used to rip a tiny little corner in a Christmas present to try and see what it was.
Really?
As a child, I must say, I don't do that anymore.
No. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, you just try. I used to.
No self-control.
Well, I knew where my mum kept some of the presents. Obviously, the ones from Santa arrived on the day. Father Christmas just dropped those off. But some of the ones that my mum had bought me, I knew where she kept them. So I used to sneak in there. And then I knew what she'd bought my dad, and I used to tell him. I used to say to him, what you've not got, what you've not got, and then I'd say to him what he had got. So, by the way,
clever.
For any children watching, sorry, just before we get to our guest list, we have got a very special Father Christmas related surprise for you. at 9 a.m. So anyone who's watching with their children or grandchildren or whatever, stay tuned. Make sure you tune in for 9 a.m. Very special Father Christmas surprise.
Yes, you don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss that. But the question for the hour is it naughty or is it nice to actually open gifts on Christmas Eve, or should you save all the presents for Christmas Day?
Well, let's debate it now with political commentator Stella Chantakidou and another political commentator, Russell Quirk. Both of you, thank you very much. Merry Christmas Eve to both of you. Russell, I'll start with you. I believe you take a more traditional approach here, that opening presents on Christmas Eve is essentially a sin.
Well, it's sacrilege, in fact, yes, because guess what? Christmas is about Christmas Day. It's not about the day before or 4 days before or 3 days after. We have traditions in this country, and those traditions, I think, should be held dear, don't you? So when it comes to the actual day, that is the day when you open the presents. I mean, otherwise, why are we not carving turkey on the 22nd of December rather than the 25th of December? Maybe we should do away with Pancake Day and maybe have salad instead. No, it's absolutely nonsense, isn't it, to think that, on Christmas Day, because otherwise, what else are you going to do on Christmas Day? I mean, nothing's open. The telly, particularly BBC, GB News accepting, is rubbish. So what else are you going to do apart from open your presents?
Well, Stella, can you argue with that?
I'm sorry, Russell, but in Greece, where I'm from, we open our presents on the first day of the year, on New Year's. And that's what we've always done. That is when Santa Claus comes. He comes through the night when the year is changing. And that is what I will continue to do for the rest of my life. And there is nothing you can do. I will never assimilate on this specific cultural point in the UK.
Why does Santa come so late?
Support me, Russell, before I start opening my presents on a different day.
Stella, sorry, why does Santa take 6 days to get to Greece?
It doesn't take 6 days. It's just you have been sold a lie, Russell. I'm really sorry that nobody told you the truth about Santa Claus. And the truth about Santa Claus is that
watch you, Stella. Okay.
Russell. Now, when I spent a Christmas or two in France, I adapted to the French way of life and was allowed to open my Christmas presents on Christmas Eve, actually. Well, at least those from my family, anyway. So should Stella, being in the United Kingdom, should she only open her presents on Christmas Day as a way of integrating?
Yes, because she's signed up to British life, haven't you, Stella? That's why you're here. You love it, and therefore you should be bound by our customs and our traditions. Yeah, maybe there should be a law passed to ensure that presents are only opened on Christmas Day. Look, I mean, the New Year's thing is all very well. And look, the slightly serious point is I appreciate there are lots of different countries and traditions and customs around the world that do lots of fanciful things around Christmas. My wife, for instance, is from Slovakia. Today is Christmas Day. Christmas Eve is Christmas Day in Slovakia. They have this very odd thing where on the 6th of December, Santa apparently turns up and puts their presents in their shoes. Not very big presents, of course. So I get all of that. Yeah, I know. Strange, Patrick. I can see the look on your face.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Don't you also eat carp?
They do. And a quick one for you. When you go to Eastern Europe, to Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, in the days running up to Christmas, the Tesco stores that they have there actually have paddling pools full of water and live carp outside in the car park. You choose your carp, you take it home, and the grandmother kills it on Christmas Day, which is today, of course, the 24th, and then they eat it for dinner. It's a wonderful experience.
Well, that's very interesting, Russell. Stella, now, Russell may not actually be up to date with his knowledge about British traditions, because apparently our royal family have had a tradition of opening presents, at least some presents, on Christmas Eve.
Ooh. Do they have a lot of presents? Is that what's happening?
I think it's German roots. I think it's European roots, Stella.
You know what I would understand? I would understand if you have bought someone something and you want them to maybe wear it on Christmas Day. Like, for example, I hope my brother is not watching this, but I bought him a beautiful Christmas jumper for Christmas. Well, he will get it on New Year's. But I was thinking, yeah, maybe it would have been a good idea if I gave it to him earlier, because then he can wear it on all the Christmas parties and all the in-betweens. So
it just shows how the royal family have It shows how the royal family have really lost their way, doesn't it? As we want.
Well, on that note, Russell Quirk, Stella Santaguido, thank you very much. And have a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for everything you've done for us over the year. Right, well, we've actually managed to get a proper debate going there on Christmas presents.
We did. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Have you already opened some, perhaps?
I always used to open one on Christmas Eve.
Well...
You know, so there we
Why
go.
was that?
Just
Because
a
you couldn't
hint.
wait?
Well, just because as the only child as well, I was spoilt rotten. But anyway, talking of presents, it's the Great British Giveaway now, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is your chance to win our biggest cash prize ever to date. Whoa, £85,000. Blimey.
Not just that, but Hayley Sparks has had it right off here. We sent her to Lapland.
A very Merry Christmas to you all from the Aurora Collection Resort in Lapland.
We're on an amazing Arctic adventure to celebrate our greatest cash giveaway, a simply stunning £85,000.
And this Christmas, we're giving you the chance to win it all.
With an extra £85,000 in your bank, you'll be able to indulge in luxury, do those things you've only ever dreamed about.
Even tick a few experiences off the bucket list.
One lucky viewer is guaranteed to win £85,000 in tax-free cash.
And it really could be you, so don't miss out this Christmas.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge, or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. The winner may be contacted live on GB News, week commencing the 9th of February 2026. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
From all of us here at the GB News family,
I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.
Full of comfort and joy, and a glorious and prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas to everyone watching and listening to GB News.
Good morning. This is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The M42 northbound exit slip at Junction 3 in Worcestershire is closed due to a broken down vehicle. On the M4 westbound between junctions 5 and 6 in Slough, one lane is closed for the same reason. Both issues are expected to clear soon. In Wales, the Britannia Bridge on the A55 in both directions has a reduced speed limit of 30 miles per hour until further notice, so drive with caution. And on the trains, cross-country services are disrupted between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street. Great Western Railway has minibuses replacing trains between Liskeard and Looe, with a reduced service between West Ealing and Greenford. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy. A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you. Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel. Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation, isn't it?
No,
Because the failure is...
You're
the failure
deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back.
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
And we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes and Co weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK,
we're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
So he can say whatever he wants.
A straight-talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to Christmas Eve breakfast here on GB News. And we've got Ada McGee with us, who's going to do the sports.
We do.
There's quite a lot of this going around. Booze ball.
I love that headline, don't you?
There we go.
I know underneath it is kind of a more serious story because, you know, this is centres around the England cricket team down in Australia, right in the guts of an Ashes series where they haven't won in Australia since 2011. And after the opening two series defeats, they decided to go on a 4-day break to the party town, the party resort of Noosa. Now, the optics didn't look good. Unless they're behind the bar, of course. It's the second time I've cracked that gag, so I'm getting the mileage out of it as much as I can. But look, it was I felt it was a bad choice at the time. If you can back it up with victory, just as Gaza did in Euro 96, that's fine. I remember Sam Allardyce telling me years ago he used to have to keep secret the fact that he took his teams away for a mid-season break because people thought, well, we know you're only like 15th in the table or whatever. You should be sorting it out. You should be sorting out staying at home, training, etc. They used to go for warm weather training, and he said that I was always able to back it up when I came back with results. And I was able to quell any kind of disquiet. England did not do that. They lost quite resoundingly in the third test. It means they're only praying for pride now. It meant they relinquished the series. Australia retained it. I will say that the video surfaced yesterday. We can't verify it, of course, but it looks very much as if Ben Duckett, well, it's certainly Ben Duckett in the picture, but he looks like his work.
England's opening batsman.
Does Ben Duckett have previous this front?
He does, doesn't he? Because he apparently poured a pint over
Jimmy Anderson.
Jimmy Anderson, yes. In Australia.
In Australia,
I think in 2017.
That's right. He did indeed. He's averaged 16 throughout the series as well. He's not exactly been it for an opening batsman. Not exactly,
16 as an opening batsman.
Yeah, average in the three tests so far.
He shouldn't be out on the lash.
Well,
then,
completely. It's reminiscent of we mentioned Euro 96, but remember, much more similar, I think, is 2011 when England rugby players went to Australia. And, it was dwarf throwing, it was all sorts of booze-related antics, wasn't it? But again...
They did some bad stuff as well.
Sorry? They did indeed. No, look, but even then, it was a terrible, terrible tournament at the World Cup back then. And pretty similar now. I can't see where they're going to win a series here. They've made changes overnight, of course, with the team announced. There's been some training today. They're underway tomorrow at 11:30 our time tomorrow night in Melbourne. Jofra Archer is out with a side injury. It could be Ollie Pope's final. Well, that we might have seen the last of him as a Test batsman now because we think he's been dropped in favour of Jacob Bethel. So, sorry, go on.
We've only got a minute, so darts.
Darts, yeah. Look, Peter Wright went out last night, two-time winner. I had my photo with him a few years ago when he went. Yeah, I should dig it out sometime. Actually, you like a photo, don't you?
Would have been useful for now.
Yeah, it would have been. Never mind. The moment's gone. As it appears to have gone for Peter Wright, it has to be said. He was beaten last night, as I say. But the overall success of the darts is absolutely extraordinary. I know people who are involved in the running of it. Matchroom, who own the rights to all the anti-Joshua fights effectively. I mean, they revealed on a documentary on Netflix recently their biggest earner is darts. I found that extraordinary. Matt Porter, the head of the PDC, said that the issue here is that we cannot meet the demand for tickets even at the expanded Ali Pali, and the demand is even higher than it is for Glastonbury, which again I find absolutely incredible.
Exciting!
It is, and the prize money doubled this year from £500,000 to £1 million. When I used to cover it 20 years ago, the winner used to get 100 grand. Oof. And the only people covering it were me with a laptop and a box of quality
street. And is Mr. Littler, is he still winning everything?
Yes, he is. That's the main reason people are tuning in, to watch it. I mean, it was getting bigger anyway. The trajectory has been upwards for a number of years, but Luke Littler has really tipped the scales this time. And although he looks older than he is, he's performing maturely, and he's a red hot favourite after a brilliant year and the world title last year to go and win it again. And I think he's in action on either Boxing Day or the 27th.
Oh, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, no, good for him. I like Luke Littler. I think he's a real...
He stole the nation's heart.
He did, really. He was good. Yeah.
He's a Man United fan, that's why you're saying.
And he's a United fan as well. Recently went to United away, of course, so we have something in common there, as well as the...
Did he go to that?
Went to United away, yeah.
Did he?
Got almost as much stick as I did when I decided to go to United away.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Anyway...
Still to come.
Yes, still to come. King Charles has released a teaser image from his Christmas speech. We'll be gathering round tomorrow. We probably will, won't we?
Yeah.
We're watching the King's speech.
What time is it on?
Oh yeah, good stuff. So find out at 3 p.m. Well done. Good job we got these in.
You just couldn't ignore me.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Anyway, find out what theme he's focusing on. We can reveal what theme the King's message is going to have, and who we're going to be doing that with.
We're going to have Christo Fufas and Benjamin Butterworth. Yes, oh, there they are with their newspapers, reading up on the news. They're doing their job. They're actually working. Good stuff, good stuff. That was an insight into Patrick and I. Patrick just ignores questions he doesn't wish to answer. So there you go.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Anyway, should we take our minds off it with a bit of holiday sun?
Yeah.
Can't wait to get in that sea.
Lovely and warm.
Just like the feeling of having great travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
The colder weather the UK is experiencing on Christmas Day extends into Iberia. It's unsettled across the central part of the Mediterranean. Also some rain through Turkey. But Greece looking mostly fine. Sunny spells here. The rain and wind through the central Med affecting the Balearics, heading into the south of France and Italy later. Plenty of sunshine for Spain and Portugal, but feeling cooler, and it's going to stay on the cool side here into the weekend.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m. only on GB News.
Good afternoon, Britain. Weekdays from midday.
True Grinch fashion, one neighbour has written a bar humbug letter to a festive father-to-be, outraged by what he calls Dave Goodwin's cheap and tacky Christmas display outside his house.
I mean, there is no such thing as cheap and tacky Christmas display. Christmas is cheap and tacky. Dave accidentally, it happens, come on, brought a 20-foot inflatable Santa, believing it was just 4 foot tall, and inflated it outside his house.
Well, the neighbour's fury and Dave's giant Santa have now gone viral, and he's been left with little choice but to deflate the big man himself.
Or looking at that picture, went and brought a snowman that matched. Any case, we don't know. So joining us now is the man himself, Dave Goodings. Dave, you must be a bit deflated by this story.
Hello, good afternoon, guys. Yes, very deflated, because last weekend, the Sunday just gone, we decided to put up our Christmas decorations. You've got the tree behind me, and then outside the front, we've got 2 giant Christmas inflatables, one being a giant snowman and the other a Father Christmas.
So people have complained. Grinches have complained about this.
It's just the one complaint letter that we've had through the post. So we put them up on the Sunday, on the weekend just gone, and then I got home from work on Monday to an envelope that had been posted through the door. There's, no writing on the envelope, which I thought was a little bit weird. I opened it up, and lo and behold, in the envelope was this long letter, all in capital letters. I couldn't believe it, what I was reading. And at first, my heart sunk, because I'm not the kind of person at all. I hate upsetting anyone, I hate any confrontation, stuff like that. But for me, I was reading it, and I was like, oh, have I upset someone? But then after reading it a couple of times, it's so silly. It's a time of year where you can let your hair down, have a little bit of fun at Christmas.
GB News, the People's Channel.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pierce.
And me, Miriam Cates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Right, well, it is time now to go through the papers, see what's making the news this morning. Broadcaster Christo Fufas is with us, and the journalist and broadcaster Benjamin Butterworth. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Christo, let's start with you. What have you got for us?
Yes, well, we've got the King's Christmas message. So, not to be drowned out by Starmer's Christmas message, of course, or Badenoch's Christmas message, or I think even Ed Davey has done one, Lord help us. But the King is delivering his Christmas message from Westminster Abbey this year. It's in all the newspapers. There's the Telegraph, front page of the Express, many of the others as well. And so he's obviously breaking with tradition by not doing it in a royal residence. And apparently he's going to be reflecting on the heroics of Britain's Second World War veterans, because obviously 2025 marked the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War, reflecting on the fact that he also earlier this year thanked them for their service and sacrifice. Also, he's anticipated to touch on the urgent need to protect the environment. I know that will thrill you, and which, of course, he's made a lifelong
Christo,
cause.
do you remember his Easter message was slightly controversial because he
What did he say?
praised other religions.
Oh, well,
he praised
apparently
Islam and Judaism as well in the Easter message. It was rather bizarre.
Apparently, that's also going to be sort of reflected on in this, because as part of his championing of multi-faith cohesion, he's going to be reflecting on his historic trip to the Vatican. So at least it's you know, the
Christians, isn't it? I mean, that's Catholic, yeah. I mean, anyway, but
yeah. I have to say, I'm a real traditionalist when it comes to Christmas Day. I mean, I have never missed a monarch's message in all my years. And I don't know about you, but, you know, friends of our generation tend not to care about it so much. And I'm adamant on Christmas Day.
This is why we love you.
No one eats until we've seen a monarch give their message, despite everything.
Despite your backward views, despite your objectionable personality, we still tolerate you, because there is one grain of tradition left in you.
5 minutes. But I was just going to add that also it's always the most watched TV moment on Christmas Day. So millions of people watch across the channels, and I know that in the US, Canada, the Commonwealth, people still watch it. So it's a real moment, and there aren't many things like that in this sort of social media age.
And it's one of the things, actually, that they watch on the BBC, for all of their faults. The BBC rates very well on there. I mean, of course, I know that you'll have it here as well on GB News, and, you know, people should be watching it here instead.
I don't know why you said that.
I don't know why you said that.
Because I'm just saying it's the one time that the BBC gets ratings lately.
Okay, yeah. A little backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it's a backhanded compliment. So is that acceptable? Is that okay?
That's acceptable. We'll let you off.
Just about, yeah.
Will I be asked back now, or am I in the Benjamin folder?
Exactly. The BBC might manage to follow it up with the son of a Hamas minister giving a message or something like that, you know. So maybe they could do. Or they'll edit the King. They'll crop the King, so it sounds like he says something completely different. But,
very good.
Benjamin, talking of, you said you keep it traditional.
Yeah.
Now some people aren't they, with their Christmas trees?
That's right. So a money-saving tip for Christo now that he won't be asked back, because instead of buying a whole Christmas tree, there's a new trend of people renting a Christmas tree. So there's a shop that's doing this in Dumfries, Kilford Farm Shop, and basically they say it's become really popular to have a potted Christmas tree, and you rent it out each year because 8 million trees are put into landfill. Now, it doesn't strike me as the worst ecological disaster to put trees into landfill, because surely it's pretty easily recycled. But actually it's quite sweet, because what they suggest is that families, so maybe this is an idea for you, they rent the tree each year and they take photographs of their kids next to it as it grows, and sort of by the time they've completed childhood, you'll have this much bigger tree. I suppose you also need to make more money for a bigger house as the tree grows as well.
Whereas we have chosen...
quite a nice idea.
We have chosen deliberately the least environmentally friendly tree, because we have a fake one, which is very, very lovely looking, but we tried to make sure it had the highest plastic content that we could find, and then we drove there in our petrol car to go and pick it up.
Diesel, but it won't.
In order, it's got very high emissions. You'll be pleased to know. In order to try and offset the people who are trying to save the environment by renting their trees.
Well,
you're doing your bit.
I'm doing my bit to
Last
offset.
year, Patrick here insisted on an 8-footer.
Yeah.
Now we live in a flat on the first floor, so as you can imagine, okay, we got it into the flat. Come January, it was rather hard to remove, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
You thought about chucking it out the window.
It was like looking at Peter Crouch in a Fiat Punto. You know, just kind of bent over like this at the top, really. But it was good. It made me feel good.
Why did you have to sort of compensate with something that large?
Manhood, Krista.
That's a good question.
An extension of manhood, the biggest tree possible. Can man go forage big tree?
Oh, did you cut it down yourself?
No, it was some bloke in Norway did it. But you know, we got it. We carried it home.
Pines and Needles, wasn't it?
Pines and Needles, great tree seller there. So a little shout out for them. Thank you very much, chaps. We'll be seeing you in the next hour, I think, won't we? But we've got loads more coming in that next hour, including a very special guest. But before that, it's your weather with Aidan.
Warm and cosy, with a chance of zero visibility. Boxed Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. But areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas Day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.
Warm and cosy, with a chance of zero visibility. Boxed Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Thank you, Britain, for helping us reach 10 million followers across our social media platforms. We're truly honoured to have your trust, one follower at a time.
Good morning, this is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A83 Loch-Gilphead is closed for emergency roadworks. Local traffic can use Mance Bray, Union Street and Lawn Street. Larger vehicles must follow the diversion. In Worcestershire, the M42 northbound exit at Junction 3 is blocked, with repairs concluding by 8:13. In Hertfordshire, a lane is closed on the M1 northbound between junctions 6 and 8. The M3 eastbound entry slip at Junction 13 in Hampshire is shut until 8:46. And on the trains, Avanti West Coast services face disruption between Coventry and Rugby and Cross Country, between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
A very Merry Christmas to you all from the Aurora Collection Resort in Lapland.
We're on an amazing Arctic adventure to celebrate our greatest cash giveaway, a simply stunning £85,000.
And this Christmas, we're giving you the chance to win it all. So don't miss out this Christmas.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entry start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE PE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Join me, Nana Akweer, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, he didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK,
we're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
Well, a very good morning to you. Welcome to GB News Breakfast this Christmas Eve. It is now 8 a.m.
Yes, thank you very much for spending your Christmas Eve morning with us. We've got loads lined up. Now, please do bear with us through this. Sir Keir Starmer has done a Christmas message.
I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
Cheery Christmas to you too, but as a damning new poll finds the majority of voters don't think Sir Keir will be Prime Minister by next Christmas, could this be a bit of a festive farewell? Certainly has that tone.
Well, possibly, but Kemi Badenoch has done a message of her own.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as Leader of the Opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life.
And is it a Christmas miracle for the farmers in this country? Keir Starmer has U-turned again, this time on the inheritance tax for family farms. The Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage, has welcomed the decision.
Well, this government's well known for U-turns, but this is a very welcome U-turn. The raising of the threshold to £2.5 million will make an absolutely enormous difference.
Yeah, well, also, very serious story this, but 2 Islamic State extremists have been found guilty of planning what would have been the deadliest ever terror attack in British history. A success story, though, there for our intelligence services. So well done, then, for keeping us safe.
Absolutely. And the royal family, yes, they're heading to Sandringham for tomorrow's festivities. It is, of course, Christmas Day. As it's revealed, King Charles filmed his annual Christmas message in Westminster Abbey this year.
And we've seen a bit of a Christian revival this year in Britain. Are you heading to midnight mass later? We are going to a carol and nativity service, aren't we?
We are earlier, not the midnight mass,
No.
because we've got a little baby,
Yes.
but the earlier one. It should be good. All the presents, the food, it's easy to forget the true meaning of Christmas, of course, celebrating the birth of Christ.
And, I'm looking forward to this. Proof isn't always in the pudding. Christmas pudding is at risk of disappearing from our dinner plates, but we are going to be doing some taste testing live here in the studio, so that's good. We're going to be packing on the pounds already. Fantastic.
It disappears from your plate very quickly, doesn't it? Anyway, we have a special Santa surprise coming up shortly. Do not miss it. Stay tuned at 9 a.m, particularly if you have children, grandchildren around. They won't want to miss it.
Can't wait for that. Meanwhile, the England and Wales Cricket Board have pledged an investigation into reports of players drinking excessively during a break from the Ashes series in the beach resort of Noosa, and they needed penalties, but Arsenal beat Crystal Palace to set up a Carabao Cup semi-final clash with Chelsea after Christmas.
It doesn't look like it'll be a white Christmas for most of us, but it does look like a brighter Christmas is on the way. Full details coming up in the forecast soon.
OK, all right.
We're back.
Well, it's just gone 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Thank you for spending your Christmas Eve with us. I'm Patrick Christie's.
And I'm Emily Carver, and this is GB News Breakfast.
Now, we have been urging you to get in touch, not just on the Your Say, but on the email address,
Yes.
gbviews@gbnews.uk. Why? Well, because we're nosy, really, and we wanted to see what your Christmas decorations in your houses are looking like, and loads you've been getting in touch.
Yeah, Sharon and Mark, they've sent in this. Let's have a look. Oh, beautiful. This is their English bulldog, Aria, sat on the arm of their sofa looking out for Santa. Andrea also wrote in from... Oh, sorry, this is the next one. And we've also got a message from Sweden.
Sweden. Good. There we go. Well, thank you very much for watching in Sweden. Oh, it's much appreciated. Yeah, well, quite literally.
We've got an audience.
I know somebody who watches in Sweden.
Oh,
really?
Fantastic stuff.
Are they called Andrea by any chance? Because I think they might have just been on. No. But they're sending their wishes, saying, waiting for Santa. I know I am on the nice list. We've also got season's greetings from Daisy and Alistair. That's a lovely Christmas tree there in there.
Tree.
From Botswana.
Wow. We've got another Merry Christmas from Botswana this time.
Oh, this is Botswana.
Right. And this looks like a Christmas card.
Your dog.
3 dogs, George, Hannah and Minnie, all the way from Botswana, so there you go.
I especially like the name of the first dog there, George. Good strong name.
Good strong name.
And then we can relate to our son there, so there we go. Theo Usherwood is with us here.
Yes.
Slightly off topic for you, Theo. What does Christmas Day look like in the Usherwood household?
Well, usually it's a mixture of the in-laws. My mother-in-law comes over, but this year we're going to a hotel. We've decided we're not going to bother with the cooking, the washing up, the turkey, and all the trimmings. So we're going to let somebody else take the strain.
You must have a few quid though to do that.
Well, I mean, if you want to dip into my personal finances, that's absolutely fine. No, it's not. We actually, it all builds up, doesn't it? By the time you go and do all the shopping and get everything in, I don't think it's much. I don't think it's much of a difference between going to a hotel.
I'm glad you're doing well.
You're absolutely spot on. So I decided that I would do the cheese board this year.
Yeah.
And I sunk an ungodly amount of money on cheese. Just on cheese, because you don't realise.
Did you go somewhere posh to get it though?
No, well, I went to like the Waitrose underneath the big John Lewis in Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Right, so they've got a cheese room.
Which
is dangerous to send me on my own to the cheese room because also you don't see it because they slice it up for you, so you don't see how much money.
You don't see the price, and then they slice it up. Then they put the price on, and then you can't back away when you get to the checkout.
Can't hand back the Wednesday.
You better eat all that cheese.
Oh, we'll eat all that cheese.
Yeah.
Who's coming out? Who's over in
We're at my parents for Christmas Day, and then we're heading off to Cheshire to see your parents on Boxing Day.
We are.
So it'll be lovely.
So we've got a lot going.
It's going to be a special time for the grandparents.
Indeed.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, well, we must move on.
We must move on, and we have got a special guest for us because, of course, one of the huge news stories of the last 24 hours, really, has been this government U-turn on one of its most controversial policies.
Yes, that was going to be forcing family farms worth over £1 million to pay inheritance tax.
Well, Sir Keir Starmer has now raised that threshold to £2.5 million, halving, they say, the number of farms impacted. But we are joined now by Shadow Environment Secretary Victoria Atkins. So, well, firstly, happy Christmas Eve to you. Thank you very much for joining us on Christmas Eve. So this is good news.
And a good Merry Christmas to you too. Lovely to see you, babe.
So this is good news. Are you going to commend this Labour government on something good?
Well, look, I'm welcoming the U-turn. It's a massive U-turn, and it's taken 14 months of pain and anger and distress, as you both know, because you've been out marching with me and the farmers when they've come to Whitehall. But what a high cost that this U-turn has come at. So, yes, we welcome it, but my goodness me, this government has made an absolute mess of this and shouldn't have taken this terrible decision in the first place. It has not only had a terrible impact on the rural economy. We know that business investment has plummeted, business confidence has plummeted, but it's also taken a huge emotional toll, which I know you at GB News covered very sensitively. And families have just been at their wits' end with this government. So to sneak this out as they have done the day before Christmas Eve, I think shows it. Well, it's in line with their general approach to government, which
Victoria, there's some suggestion in the papers, at least, that Keir Starmer, it was these personal messages. It was the farmers talking about mental health and the emotional toll that led him finally to make this decision. Is that your reading of it?
Well, I first raised this last Christmas, where we knew a person had taken their own life because of this tax. And since then, Conservative colleagues and I have been raising these very tragic cases. Indeed, only last Thursday, I read out in parliamentary questions a letter from Mrs. Denton, who is a 90-year-old grandmother who had a single question for the Prime Minister in her letter, which was, by when should my husband and I die in order to avoid this tax and to stop our children's livelihoods being sold off? Now, the farming minister last week didn't have an answer, but she must have known that this was in the offing. So why didn't the Secretary of State stand up at that point and say, well, actually, we're thinking of U-turning on this? Instead, they've snuck it out the day before Christmas Eve, presumably hoping that people won't notice, it won't get the report and the scrutiny it needs. But of course, you and others are ensuring that it is getting the attention it deserves. And I think it's a real shame that a good decision to U-turn, I give them credit for making that decision, but it's taken far too long and has come at such a high cost.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a sort of city versus countryside dynamic playing out within the Labour Party, because Labour aren't used to having many rural seats. They did gain quite a few in the last election, and that sort of traditional class warfare, as it were, doesn't really work when they come face to face with those people who are going to be, recipients of it.
Well, and let's be honest, our farmers are far more resilient, far more innovative and imaginative than Labour ministers. And they'll be here, we hope, long after this Labour government has gone. So people were fighting for it wasn't just a job. Farming isn't just a job. It is a way of life. There will be farmers who've gone out today with their, babies in prams next to them to look after the livestock or to check on the farm. And it's a way of life. And we understand that. Kemi understands that. I understand that. I represent an incredibly rural and agricultural constituency. But Labour ministers didn't ever seem to understand
just on that, Victoria, if you don't mind, can I just double-check what Tory party policy on this is now? Because, for example, the front of today's Daily Express, the fight goes on to completely scrap the farm raid. Farmers will fight on following Sir Keir Starmer's climb down on this cruel and immoral inheritance tax raid. So is the Tory party policy, as it currently stands, to scrap it entirely?
We will axe the family farm and the family business tax. We have said this from the very moment of the budget because we understand instinctively that family businesses, the entrepreneurship, the nurturing that goes on, the gift that frankly is being able to run a business and employ someone, we want to encourage that and nurture that. We're seeing the exact opposite from this government, sadly, but we very much understand that, and that's why we will work with farmers. And we have said we've made this solemn promise to them and we will keep it. And this is because we're under new leadership and we want to work with the countryside in order to ensure that it has a bright future. You'll have seen it at the protests, the air of despondency that people have had about this. I want to give farmers a bit of hope for the future. We'll have to wait this government out, but I promise you, we as Conservatives are building plans for the future.
Another thing that our viewers have been very worried about, of course, is the state of the NHS. Yet more strikes. Of course, there were many strikes under the Conservative government as well. Any advice to Wes Streeting on what he should do?
Look, I was Health Secretary in the run-up to the election, and so I know only too well how these strikes have a terrible impact on other people within the NHS who have to cover for junior resident doctors when they're striking, and of course on patients. So we know already with these strikes under Labour, some 93,000 appointments have been missed. Mr. Streeting used to say to me when I was Health Secretary that I should just roll up my sleeves and get round the table and negotiate. Well, turns out that doesn't work. If you give these unions giant pay rises without expectations of productivity reform, guess what? They'll come back for more. And what is so worrying is that Labour is making it easier for trade unions to call strikes. So I suspect we're going to see much more of this in the future, which is a very, very grave mistake on their part.
Yeah, it's interesting, like you say there, the rhetoric that Wes Streeting used to have when he was in opposition versus the reality, of course, of being in government. And of course, at this opportunity as well, I think I should just say, you know, obviously our heart goes out to everybody who is in hospital or receiving treatment at this time of year, especially, and for all those people who are working in those kind of jobs, helping to keep people safe and well at Christmas as well. Very finally, Victoria, if you don't mind, what's Christmas Day like in the Atkins household?
It's really lovely and fun but complete mayhem. So I suspect you'll appreciate. Obviously, Father Christmas and his elves do the wrapping of Christmas presents. Thank goodness, because you can imagine that an announcement like yesterday may have stopped Christmas present wrapping. So thank goodness Father Christmas and his elves are looking after that for me.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Well
that's
done.
a relief.
Yes.
Santa can't control the news agenda.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, love the family. Take care. Have a very, very happy Christmas as well, Victoria. And I hope to talk to you again soon. Take care. That's the Shadow Environment Secretary, Victoria Atkins. Just on the theme of Santa.
Go on.
In about 40 minutes' time, we've got a very big announcement. So if you're watching with children, grandchildren, or indeed maybe yourself, hey? Then we've got a very, very good Father Christmas related announcement at 9 a.m.
We do indeed.
But
what's coming up now?
Well, we're joined by Theo.
We are indeed.
Right here in the studio. So what did you make of some of the stuff that you heard there from Victoria Atkins there about the that kind of rabbit out the hat, the Christmas cracker yesterday about the farms?
Yeah, I think she made a valid point that, you know, it's the human cost of this, that for many farmers, this has been a policy now that's been in place for more than 14 months. It's caused a huge amount of uncertainty. And one of the criticisms of this government is that by continuing to U-turn, it's not just, of course, the political capital that Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer have used up as a result of this U-turn, but it's also how it affects the wider economy and the decisions that people are making as a result of not just this tax, but other taxes that have been introduced. And I think that's a broader point, and I think the Tories would do well to continue along that vein of line.
Just very quickly, sorry, Bill, because we're going to go to a farm actually, but on this, it is part of a basket of U-turns, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
And what does that do to someone's credibility, especially if you're a backbencher? You know, you're thinking, well, am I going to back him on this unpopular policy because he's going to swivel on it in about 6 months' time?
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts the Prime Minister. From my reading of this, you know, this is something that Keir Starmer did. It was something he snuck out quickly, and the reason he did it in the recess was he didn't want the backlash from MPs unhappy that they'd been sent out to bat for this policy for the last 14 months. You can go through the quotes from Rachel Reeves saying that it was necessary, Steve Reed, Environment Secretary, saying that it was necessary to fund the NHS. The list goes on of people who have backed this policy, backbenchers who have backed this policy as well. And now, of course, they're left they're left very embarrassed by the fact that the government has U-turned.
Yeah. I mean, same on winter fuel payments and many other policies.
Difficult to see about, you know, again, like you just said there, Theo, you know, Rachel Reeves, and essentially effectively announces it.
She wanted to hold the line on this. Reportedly, she wanted to keep this in place, but it was Starmer that overruled her.
So that's a massive division between Prime Minister and Chancellor.
Yeah. But it's not the first that Starmer has reportedly come in and said, actually, this is something that needs to happen. Number 10 have got the polling. They've looked at the polling and thought, whoa, actually, we need to row back on this one because the damage is too great.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do now. So deeply unpopular as a government. But thank you, Theo. See you again.
Thank you.
We're going to head to our GB News South of England reporter, Isabel Fetchelak, who joins us now from Glidden Farm in Hampshire. Good morning, Isabel. Thank you so much for being there on the farm on Christmas Eve morning. Tell us the reaction.
Morning. Well, yes, finally some good news for farmers after 14 months of fighting and protesting and driving their tractors down to Whitehall, and it's come just in time for Christmas. And I'm here on Glidden Farm in Hampshire. It's been in the Sylvester family for 3 generations, and I'm joined now by Nick Sylvester. Thank you so much for coming out on Christmas Eve to speak to us. What was your reaction to the news yesterday?
I thought it was very good news for British agriculture, and I'm sure going forward into April next year, I think that'll help save some lives of some very distraught farmers throughout the country. So it was good news, but there's still plenty of room to go further, I think.
And this farm has been in your family for generations. Before this partial U-turn from the Labour government, what was your future looking like?
So it was quite distressing, really, for my father's generation, particularly. They recently inherited the farm, and after a whole lifetime of working the land, in the theory that one day there'll be custodians of it to carry on and pass to our generation. Suddenly they're sat around the table trying to figure out how to save it, because the returns on the value of the land just don't stack up to pay the tax back. So it's been really stressful trying to sort out how to keep hold of what we love so dearly.
And for 14 months, I mean, it's been had a huge emotional toll on the farming community fighting for this. Well, what's it been like for you?
It's been hard, and it's we have friends and colleagues nearby who would be in a particularly bad situation, because depending on the generational ages of people, it's different for every farm. And watching other people and ourselves trying to get their heads around how they're going to keep their head above water has been difficult. My children are only 8 and 11, and they have asked me, "Daddy, can we be a farmer or not?" And it's really hard to not know the answer, and yeah, it's been difficult to try and see our way through.
Well, finally, a bit of good news there for you, but as you've said, the fight is not over for farmers just yet.
Absolutely. Isabel, thank you very, very much. And I would just like to ask if you could just pass on our thanks as well to the farmer there for everything that they do to keep our plates full and everything. And also to those friends that you've got behind you who are very vocal. They're happy by the sounds of things. You can hear them. So, yes, there they are.
The cows.
Anyway, Isabel, take care, Isabel, for Kulak there, who has done that fantastic report from the farm in Hampshire, from Glidden Farm in Hampshire. So, I wonder how many of you are planning on going to Mass today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I do wonder. Do you go to midnight mass? Do you go to an earlier iteration? Do you go on Christmas morning? What do you do? Let us know. There's been a bit of a revival, hasn't there?
It's been a revival. We're off to a carol service with a nativity play later on.
That'll be sweet.
Which I think will be sweet, actually. But the reason I asked this is because we're going to talk about the importance of midnight mass with Father Tim Handley shortly. But, of course, once you've got the old, formalities out of the way, religion-wise, you get stuck into some Christmas pud, can't you? But
we're also going to be finding out from someone who studies maps the most festive streets in Britain. Now, I'm looking forward to this one because I love going down a street where people really get into the spirit.
I like a street that's now emblazoned with Union Jacks and Christmas stacks.
Yeah, both.
That's
2 for
good.
1. So that your street?
Will your street be the most festive street?
Tackier the better, or do you prefer a more classy look?
Oh, tacky as you like.
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
Christmas,
good.
isn't
But anyway, let's see if it'll be a white Christmas anyway.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. But areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also, cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy. A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you. Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Martin Daubney, weekdays from 3 p.m.
Well, you're absolutely right. Spot on. I couldn't help feeling that perhaps it was actually just a joke, and they were going to come back in 2 years' time and say, we took you all in. It was, in fact, a joke. Now we're going to produce something more serious, because it was absolutely hilarious and ridiculous. Commercial suicide, I described it as.
Well, the individual behind it is no more. What would you like to see from the brand? Presumably not people with asymmetric haircuts in pink dresses with sledgehammers doing precisely zero to do with cars.
Well, again, absolutely, you're spot on. I mean, it's just totally unrelated to cars at all. There wasn't even a car in the advert. Jaguar was built on style, and that brought passion for cars. That's what made them different. I remember many years ago, a Jaguar executive in the States saying to me, people say, I like my Mercedes, but I love my Jaguar. It's all about passion. Style engendered that. That's what we've got to have. We need to see a proper, more traditional, stylish, real Jaguar that can build on the brand and heritage of the past.
OK, Philip Porter, I'm going to put you on the spot now. If you're in charge of the next Jaguar advert, what would it look like?
As diametrically opposite and different as it possibly could be from what they produced. I suppose, I mean, I live a little in the past, I admit, although I also think I'm hopefully realistic about the current situation and everything, the present. But I'd like to see the heritage shown. Jaguar were not afraid to talk in the past about their heritage, the Le Mans wins back in the 50s, the E-Type in the 60s. This is what added excitement and luster to the brand.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Britain was once the envy of the world, but look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m, only on GB News.
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy. A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you. Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Well, happy Christmas Eve, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got a lot coming your way. Talk about the importance of midnight mass, and we're going to be doing some taste testing of Christmas puds, which I'm especially looking forward to.
We've had a sneak peek already, haven't we?
Yeah, we have had a sneak peek.
There's a variety.
There really is. But we couldn't let you get going, of course, without telling you how we could give you the best Christmas present ever.
Yeah,
which
is £85,000 in cash. It is our biggest cash prize ever.
Absolutely it is. And here is Hayley Sparks, who we sent all the way to Lapland to give you all the details.
This Christmas, we're giving you the chance to win our biggest cash prize of the year. An incredible £85,000 in tax-free cash could be yours. Cash to make your new year the best yet. And we've come to the fabulously festive Aurora Collection Resort here in Lapland to celebrate. Imagine what next year could look like for you with a whopping £85,000 in the bank. You could find yourself on the adventure of a lifetime or just safe in the knowledge that next year is on us. £85,000 of tax-free cash really could be yours. Go on, give it a go, and Merry Christmas!
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. The winner may be contacted live on GB News, week commencing the 9th of February 2026. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Well, with all the presents and food, sometimes it's easy to forget what Christmas and Christmas Eve, in the case of today anyway, is really about.
Yes, time for faith, reflection, coming together. Millions, of course, are going to be attending Midnight Mass. But what is Midnight Mass? Where did it come from?
Yeah,
Should we find out?
It's all the traditions. Let's find out. Let's find out. And we are joined to find out by Vicar and Parish Priest at St James's Church, Paddington, Father Tim Hanley. Father Tim.
Morning.
Happy Christmas.
Not yet.
No, OK. OK.
First faux pas.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, you can say that.
OK, all
Why
right.
from 4 o'clock?
Because, strictly speaking, the liturgical day goes from sunset to sunset.
Right.
So, whatever it is, 2 minutes to 4, whenever the sun has set, you can go, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
But not till then.
Interesting. OK.
Especially busy this time of year, are you, or not?
To be honest with you, I mean, it is busier, but in a city parish like St James Paddington, it's pretty much always busy. It's just busier. There's just more services going on, so there's more planning, there's more preparation, and just getting stuff ready, and just trying to plan your day so that you're not completely exhausted before you have to be.
So what have you got on this evening, then?
So this afternoon, we've got a crib service at 4 o'clock, so that's the official start of Christmas for us. But we've got all the prep to do before that, got to dress the church, get it all ready. And then 4 o'clock is the crib service for the kids and the families. That'll go on for about an hour. Then we just grab something to eat quickly, try and put my head down. And then we have midnight mass, which isn't at midnight.
What time is it?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock?
I'm too old for midnight mass.
Oh, so this is your doing?
Yeah, totally. I mean, so if you start at midnight, you're not finished till 2 o'clock.
People are probably quite thankful for that.
And also, people want to get home and do... I mean, some
Go
people...
sleep.
Well, some people also go home, they do their present opening.
They do.
After midnight
we had
mass.
a debate about that earlier,
Yeah.
whether that's allowed.
Yeah, because it's Christmas.
It is.
Yeah. So then 11 o'clock, and then so probably in bed by about 1 o'clock. And then up again the next morning for 9 o'clock, and then 10:30.
Gosh, well, there you go. So, I mean, it's
hope you get that
non-stop.
So do I.
Well, we've been actually hearing a bit this year about somewhat of a Christian revival. So an uptick in church numbers, especially amongst the younger generation. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting because some of them, I think it's a revival. So some of them might have been baptised, went to church school, stopped going when you were teenagers because there's more interesting things to do as teenagers. And for them, it's a revival. But I think the really more interesting one is what I call the awakenings. These are people who've got no experience of Christianity whatsoever. They've never really encountered it. And they are beginning to come and explore what Christian faith means. So that's, in many ways, more interesting.
And are those young people from other faiths, or are they atheistic, culturally Christian?
No, it's a bit of a mix, to be honest. They are from other faiths. We do get, mostly, I would say, in my experience here in London, they are 20-something white English, but not all, no.
That's very interesting. I wonder if it's that desire to keep hold of cultural traditions and also in difficult times find faith in a higher being.
I think that's probably the latter rather than the former. I think at a time when there are so many... I think it's deeper than that. I mean, the world is the world. It's always been a bit of a mess. Yeah. But I think when the world is telling you that actually, though you're precious and wonderful. Actually, there's no such thing called God. You just exist for a bit by chance, and then that's it. I think we have a different story that says that you are infinitely loved by God. You were always in the mind of God. There wasn't a moment when you were not in the mind of God, and now here you are, brought into existence by God, held in existence by God, destined for eternal life with God, which gives that life meaning that I think an atheistic narrative doesn't do.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's so important. I mean, I can only speak from my personal experience, but I know that whenever things have been particularly tough for me, if I felt like my back's against the wall, you know, I have massively turned to God. And, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there who maybe say that they're atheists, and then, you know, when they realise that they've not necessarily got that long left on Earth, all of a sudden they decide to turn to faith.
Lots of conversions in the trenches.
Yes, well, this is it. Exactly. So just if you wouldn't mind just rounding us off, what would your message be to people who are out there now, who are watching or listening to this, who may be a little bit on the fence about Christianity? What would you say to them?
So Christianity, I think it just has to be tried. I mean, the thing with Christianity is that though it has certain teachings, it's fundamentally about a relationship. It's fundamentally about a relationship with this person called Jesus Christ, whose birth we celebrate from 4 o'clock today. And so, therefore, for me, it's about how you encounter that person, Jesus. And you'll encounter Jesus in different ways, but one of the principal ways is through the church, which is the body of Christ, in our worship of the Father through the Holy Spirit. So to come to church, I think to therefore experience what it means to worship will be one of the principal ways that you will do that, through reading scripture and prayer and so on. But I think to come to church and just experience our worship, I think it would be a principle.
And Christmas is an accessible time to do so.
Totally.
So get down to your church if you so wish. Tim Handley, Father Tim Handley, thank you very much for coming down. Good luck.
A joyful Christmas to both of you.
Thank you.
And you as well, yes.
Good luck with your packed agenda.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, what better time to bring you our daily reflection with Reverend Pat Allerton, a vicar of the Church of England.
The GB News Advent Calendar, Day 24.
Hi there. My name is the Reverend Pat Allerton, and I'm a vicar in the Church of England. And it is Christmas Eve. Gosh, it's wonderful having a toddler in our household. Our 3-year-old Phoebe, who is getting so excited about tomorrow. She cannot wait to open her presents, be with her family, have lots of fun, eat lots of delicious food. I'm sure she's much the same as you or me. We all look forward to those things, but I keep having to remind her of what it's really all about. That it is about the birth of Jesus Christ, whom John in his Gospel referred to as the true light that gives light to everyone who was coming into the world. And I don't know about you, but I could do with more light in my life. Couldn't we do with more light in this world? If we're honest, we look at the world around us, we look at our community, perhaps even we look at our lives, and we see too much darkness at times. Well, the good news about the grace and gift of God in Jesus Christ, given at Christmas 2,000 years ago, is that in him light has come. And John also says that that light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So why don't you welcome God's gift to you in Jesus Christ this Christmas time? Welcome his light and let him give you life to the full.
Now we're going to be hitting the motorway on Boxing Day, aren't we?
We are, yes. We're going up north, so, yeah, we're looking forward to that, actually. But that's what it's all about, though, isn't it? Family and friends and everything. And also, just to say as well, because I am aware that this time of year as well, there are some people who, for whatever reason, might be on their own. So, you know, thank you very much for choosing to spend your Christmas Eve and maybe your Christmas Day with us as well. We hope that we can be here for you. You know, obviously, it can be a lonely time of year. So, yeah, we hope that maybe we can be your company anyway, and we wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely, but if you are getting out and about, hitting those motorways, getting on those trains, here is the travel update.
Good morning, this is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A83 through Loch Gilphead remains closed, with local access via Mantsbury, Union Street and Lawn Street for light vehicles. In North Yorkshire, a broken-down vehicle on the A64 eastbound between the A1M and A659 junction has closed one lane. In Wiltshire, a collision on the M4 eastbound between junction 17 and 16 has blocked one of 3 lanes. The M3 eastbound entry slip at junction 13 in Hampshire is fully closed. And on the trains, expect disruptions on Avanti West Coast services between Coventry and Rugby, and cross-country trains between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Still to come. Find out. Oh, here we go.
We're going to find out why Patrick is holding a Christmas pudding. That smells delicious, actually. But they could be taken off the shelves permanently, apparently.
No, not
why is that?
Because I'm eating them all.
Gen Z. Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Find out why.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. Going to put loads of weight on. Yeah, we've got that. We've got
Delicious.
other things. We've got Christmas cake, mince pies. Anyway, so yeah, you're going to get to watch me do something really special involving a load of food in a minute or two. So there you go. Oh, and we've got a special guest in 20 minutes' time.
Yes, 20 minutes.
Very, very special guest. We've just done your travel news. Well, we've got a very special person who's going to be setting off on their journey very soon. So
very exciting indeed.
Yeah, don't
We're
miss
going
that.
to tell you the entire route that Santa takes.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power?
Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber.
Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics.
We'll see where this ruling takes us.
These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
no,
isn't it?
No,
Because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back,
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
and we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/your say. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/your say, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Join me, Nana Akwe, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, he didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK,
we're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
Well, it's 8:42. It is Christmas Eve morning, and Patrick is, tucking in.
Well, we're all about to tuck in, actually, because Christmas pudding could apparently become a thing of the past soon. That's according to a new study by the Co-op. 2/3 of Gen Z think the traditional dessert is only for older people.
Gosh. OK. Yes, the under-30s are opting for chocolatey desserts and international treats like panettone.
Panettone, which I think is just basically stale bread with a bit of butter and a bit of chocolate in it. But anyway, whatever. Hideously expensive panettone.
You have chocolate in your panettone.
Well, Ben, tell that to the chocolate panettone on the screen.
That is a fruit panettone.
OK.
Panettone.
Yes, that's how you put it. Panettone. That's how you pronounce it.
OK.
Panettone. OK, there we go.
So what we thought we'd do is we'd bring in some more traditional desserts and our friends as well. And here they are. So, who would like Christmas pudding?
So, I have never eaten a Christmas pudding in my life.
Oh, well, then you can have
So I want to try it.
Stuck in. So this is your first little taste of Christmas pudding.
It is. I can't really compare it.
We've also
got Christmas cake, which, of course, is also fruit-based. And we also have a selection of mince pies.
Do you like cream?
I would love it.
Appears, though, we've got two different ones. A mini one
It's a bit
and a big
stingy,
one.
Pat, with the cream.
With the cream, you want more cream?
Would you
Not
like,
for me, but for
would you like a mince
on the
pie,
bar.
Aidan?
Yes. Well,
You don't like you need
Benjamin.
mince
yeah,
pie?
I do. He's fattening up.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Christo, what can we get for you?
I mean, I've taken so much Manjaro over the months that I haven't eaten in about a year, and now you're going to force-feed me Christmas pudding. This is like torture.
I'm going to double up, so I'm going to go Christmas pudding and a slice of Christmas.
Am I allowed to suck in?
Yeah.
I'll have a mouthful of Christmas pudding.
Benjamin, taste test.
But that'll be me for the day.
Oh, that's delicious.
You like
Is it like that?
It's taken 33 years to get me to eat fruit.
Is that nice?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you know, it's almost like cannibalism for you.
OK, so it's a yes. It's a yes from Benjamin to the Christmas pudding.
Brand or something, or
I don't actually know.
Are we allowed to say?
A mixture of a selection of supermarkets. We're not doing a comparison as such.
We're just doing a tasting.
We're just doing a tasting.
Can I have a tiny bit of Christmas pudding?
We're trying to revive
the whole thing.
Christmas pudding.
I'm going to eat it off the plate.
Alive.
Yeah, eat it
Why
off
aren't
the
you
plate.
having any, Emily?
Well, I can do.
It's warm. Oh, no, the fact that it's warm is a big plus.
Is it warm?
So at your various respective Christmas dinners, because Aidan, in the years that we've been working together, we've always done a piece, you and I, about what's on Aidan's menu.
Yeah.
You're a master
His
chef.
soup.
What have you got this year?
Well, tomorrow I have opted for cream of celery soup.
Nice.
Because I believe that soup around Christmas time, if you have it on Christmas Day, it probably should be a starter. That's how most people use it. Apologies for speaking with my mouth full of food, by the way. Sorry.
That's what Christmas is all about, mate.
I know, true. I hope so. Anyway, it should be quite light. So I thought that even though we did tomato and orange last year, we did chestnut the year before, we did pear and celeriac.
Pear, I remember, yeah.
They were quite heavy on the basis that you might use it as a lunch option on maybe Christmas Eve, or perhaps even on Boxing Day when you're fed up with the turkey. But if you're going to use it as a starter, it needs to be quite light. So I'm heading down to a supermarket after this just to buy some final ingredients. I'm looking forward to serving up tomorrow to Mark White and Dylan Leeson on this show.
Celery's traditional,
isn't
it?
Is it?
Celery soup's traditional for Christmas.
Is it? I think
so.
smoked salmon is traditional for Christmas,
No,
is it?
well, I mean, there's lots of different traditions, but I'm pretty sure that when it comes to soup...
It will be after tomorrow.
Celery soup...
1 year ago tomorrow, when I made my debut on GB
here.
News, which I know this is what this little celebration is about. I mean, you know, forget Jesus. You made me a lovely... well, you know, made not for me, but for the team.
Tomato and orange?
No, it's pear.
Oh, pear and celeriac. Yes,
and I was actually, bearing in mind, it was my first time on air. I was like, oh, God, I have to eat this muck. And it was actually delicious.
Look,
it was lovely.
I wouldn't serve up any old muck.
No, but pear, like the idea of pear in a soup really put me off, and it was actually completely delicious.
I saw it served on a transatlantic flight on first class. I thought, well, I'll do my own take on it.
You can see it through via economy.
No.
You look at it through the curtain.
I'll turn left. No, I'm joking.
What do you mean? Is there, oh my God, are there other classes on the plane? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, it's so sweet.
You saw it from the private jet part next to it.
I was out on the wing, yeah. So, look, so this year I'm trying something a little bit lighter. I'm looking forward to experimenting with the taste, and I hope I serve up a treat. I really do. The pressure's on, that's for sure.
Well, we want to know what's going to be on your menu this Christmas, and throughout the course of the show, we've been asking you to get in touch.
Yes, he is speaking with his mouth full.
Something Emily is used to, of course.
Tell him off.
Smack of the lips.
GB Views, gbviews at gbnews.uk.
Okay.
So we want to know, obviously, what you're eating for tomorrow, but we've been asking you to send in pictures of your decorations and all of that stuff, and loads of you have been. So in a couple of minutes' time, we're going to show some more of those, gbviews at gbnews.uk. Thank you very much. Everybody who's been getting in touch with all of that. Emily, what was your favourite? You had a little nibble of a couple of them.
I've had the Christmas pudding and the Christmas cake, and I prefer the Christmas pudding, I think. It's more moist, isn't it?
You've not...
And it was warm as well.
That's my second helping. That is the best Christmas pudding I've ever had.
The
it
best
really is
you've
delicious,
ever
though.
had. The best you've ever had. Well, thank you guys for being our friends for the morning.
You're welcome.
Anyway, still to come.
We are your friends.
well, they're sticking around, actually. They're sticking around
it's the papers next, isn't it?
we're going to do the papers, and it turns out as well, it's also this, apparently police officers now recommending people just drink smaller-sized pints at Christmas. Well, it's not pint,
That'll do it.
No, it's not.
It's not pint, then, is it? Oh, I'll have a thimble of ale, please, Barkeep. Cheers. Merry Christmas. Here's a little thimble of ale.
A shot.
A shot of cider.
Well, I mean, a shot is a smaller drink, I mean, in fairness.
That's true.
So is that the answer? Is that the answer? We'll find out next.
Oh, got it right. OK. Let's step right into this.
Dinner under the stars tonight?
That reminds me of our travel insurance.
You mean all clear skies?
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
The colder weather the UK is experiencing on Christmas Day extends into Iberia. It's unsettled across the central part of the Mediterranean. Also some rain through Turkey. But Greece looking mostly fine. Sunny spells here. The rain and wind through the central Med affecting the Balearics, heading into the south of France and Italy later. Plenty of sunshine for Spain and Portugal, but feeling cooler, and it's going to stay on the cool side here into the weekend.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Westminster, the ultimate clique. And you're fighting like rats in a sack. But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask. OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician. Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off-limits. You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
and
say,
now you've lost it. That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless. But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show. Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Martin Daubney, weekdays from 3 p.m.
I think it's just good, honest, humble food. And yeah, as people get away from the ultra-processed stuff and get back to their roots, and what's better than a good jacket potato?
Do you know what? Sales of jacket spuds have gone through the roof. The big potatoes at Waitrose. There's been a 178% increase in people looking at recipes. And I just think it's wholesome, it's affordable, it's comfortable, you know, it makes you feel good, it's back to basics. That, I think, at the moment, sums up the nation.
I think very much it being affordable as well, with the climate we're living in at the moment, it definitely helps knowing, you know, you're putting food on the table for a reasonable price, and people appreciate that. And it's good, honest food. You can feed your kids, and kids are seeing it on social media, and they're getting excited about it as well. So they're not like, you know, obviously everyone sees all the big brands, and now there's all these, you know, jacket potato people out there, and we're giving them something that's healthy, and they want to eat it. And I think the parents appreciate that.
And Ben, I've seen your videos. They queue around the block to get to you. If people are in the mood to cook a potato tonight, of course, we don't want to affect your sales. What is your sort of top of the pops spud recipe? Give it to us.
Oh, it's all about variety. It's picking the right potato is really important. Get a nice melody or a cara or culture or something like that. Nice and big. In the oven, if you can, hour and 20, get a nice crispy skin on there. Loads of butter, loads of cheese, and a nice curry on top or something. That's my go-to.
Ooh. Now, that was a final little curveball there you threw at the last minute there, Ben.
GB News, the People's Channel.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Well, welcome back to GB News Christmas Eve breakfast with me, Patrick Christie's.
And me, Emily Carver. Now we are back with the papers, seeing what's making the news today. Broadcaster Christo Fufas joins us, thank you very much. And journalist and broadcaster Benjamin Butterworth, thank you very much. What should we get to first?
Well, smaller servings in pubs.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, of course.
this is the idea. It's in the Telegraph today, and it's come out in a strategy document by the College of Policing for police forces, councils and communities to reduce alcohol-related violence. And
yes.
one of the ways... Oh, excuse me, I just need to grab something.
Thank you very much.
One of the ways is Patrick's battery. Otherwise, he doesn't operate.
I'm like Theresa May.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they found that basically the research found that if they give reduced alcohol container sizes, then it might reduce violence. So, firstly, congratulations on producing a report that says that less alcohol means less alcohol violence. You know, I'm so glad that we've got the best brains on that one. But secondly, all this is going to mean... First, it's nannying beyond belief. Yeah. Secondly, it's penalising everyone based on a minority that commit violence. But thirdly, it will end up being worse value, because imagine they say, right, you've got to get a shot, and that shot isn't 25 millilitres, it ends up being 20 millilitres. But proportionately, you're still going to pay quite a high amount for that shot. Now, if you're someone that has a double or a triple or a quadruple, that is going to, you know, amount to a lot of money.
It's just the relentless nannying of us, though, isn't it? Seriously, it's like, OK, because someone's decided to cave someone's head in outside a pub once, we now all have to have half pints.
Yeah.
It also, I mean, it reminds me of the Matt Lucas character in Little Britain, you know, the one that does the diet tips. And in it, that character says her top tip that week is that if you cut your food in half, then you can have twice as much. It's basically that logic, isn't it?
Dust. You got any dust?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have a half pint, you're just going to have two of them. I feel like if people want to keep drinking, they are, so it doesn't really solve anything.
But also, I mean, pubs, they're taking a battering. Left, right and centre, taxes, regs, whatever else. You know, making this a new thing as well. Do they need more rules?
Well, they came up with more. A second was bar staff adopting responsible serving practices, such as restricting sales. The third was reduced trading hours for pubs and bars. So basically, let's just, you know, you make a very, very good point. Let's hammer pubs even more because of the minority. I'm so sick of this. I like to have a Bloody Mary at the airport and then have a couple of drinks on the plane. I don't fall over in the aisles. I just like a few.
You shouldn't be a pilot, though.
That's not what I
know. I shouldn't be a pilot. But it's just this relentless, you know, because of a minority that do something wrong, we are all told that we have to suffer, rather than actually solving the problem. You know what this is? It's bollards again.
I was about to say, this is the bollards of peace all over again, isn't it?
It is. You know, few people are absolute maniacs and horrific, so we all have to negotiate
So now
bollards.
I have to have airport-style security at Winter Wonderland.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
I'm sick of it.
You going out boozing over Christmas period?
I'm going out for lunch today, actually, so maybe I will be. But also, I'm going for an Indian for Christmas lunch, which is quite unusual.
Oh, are you now?
So I don't know what I'll have with that. But
some people are getting a lot of stick online for...
you can make the headlines with that.
The Daily Mail writer Sophie Corcoran inspired me with her article.
Tikka masala?
I don't think it'll be that. It's a Christmas Indian mix. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know if I'll be drinking.
It's Crindian.
Nice. Well, can I just tease ahead to what we've children or grandchildren watching? Then make sure you do stay tuned for that. Very, very special guest. We'll talk about that. We're also going to be telling you about what the Royals are doing as well. And this is a good one as well, isn't it, Ia?
Yeah, this is actually, is your street the most festive street in Britain? We're going to speak to someone who knows exactly where those festive streets are. Are you living on one?
Will your street appear on GB News? Will your front room appear on GB News, by the way? Because we've been asking you to get in touch with your pictures of your Christmas decorations. GBViews at gbnews.uk. Special guest incoming in a couple of minutes' time. Thank you for making us Britain's #1 news channel. Together, we have built something truly extraordinary.
Good morning. This is the latest AI travel news from gbnews.com. The A83 in Lochgilphead remains closed in both directions due to roadworks. Local access is via Mance Bray, Union Street and Lawn Street for light traffic only, with diversions for larger vehicles. In Hampshire, on the M3 eastbound at junction 13, all lanes are closed until around 10:15 this morning. In Cheshire East, a broken down vehicle is causing delays at junction 19 on the M6 northbound exit slip, with normal conditions anticipated shortly. And on the trains, Avanti West Coast reports disruption between Coventry and Rugby, and cross-country services face delays between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
This Christmas, we're giving you the chance to win our biggest cash prize of the year. An incredible £85,000 in tax-free cash could be yours. And we've come to the fabulously festive Aurora Collection Resort here in Lapland to celebrate. £85,000 of tax-free cash really could be yours.
For another chance to win £85,000 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact is Trump made a good start. No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here on GB News Breakfast this Christmas Eve.
Yes, and there's been a few political messages this morning. Yes, the Prime Minister has delivered his.
I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
Gets you into the festive spirit, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, really uplifting stuff there from Sir Keir Starmer. We're also going to show you a picture shortly of Sir Keir Starmer appearing to be eating something incredibly weird. Why can't he just be normal? But as a damning new poll finds that the majority of voters don't think that Sir Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister next Christmas, was that his festive farewell?
Yes, Kemi Badenoch has also delivered her message.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me during my first year as leader of the opposition. It's been the biggest challenge of my life.
Well, there we go. But there was a little Christmas cracker for some of the farmers, wasn't there, as Sir Keir Starmer decided to U-turn on the inheritance tax threshold for family farms. And earlier, we spoke to the Shadow Rural Affairs Secretary, Victoria Atkins.
What a high cost that this U-turn has come at. So, yes, we welcome it, but my goodness me, this government has made an absolute mess of this and shouldn't have taken this terrible decision in the first place.
Well, the royal family are gearing up for tomorrow's festivities. They're heading to Sandringham. It's also been revealed that King Charles has filmed his annual Christmas message in Westminster Abbey again.
Yes. And could this be your street? The most festive street names are revealed. Do you live on that particular road? Will it be round your neck of the woods? Can you guess which ones will come out on top?
And yes, this is what we've been waiting for, isn't it? We have a very special Santa surprise coming up in a matter of moments. If your children, grandchildren are about, bring them in, get them in front of the telly. Now, do not miss it.
Doesn't look like it'll be a white Christmas for most of us, but it does look like a brighter Christmas is on the way. Full details coming up in the forecast soon.
Well, a very good morning to you and your loved ones. It's just gone 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve morning. I'm Patrick Christie's.
And I'm Emily Carver, and this is GB News Breakfast.
Well, OK. So make sure that you do keep your pictures of what's going on in your house, your decorations and stuff coming in. gbviews@gbnews.uk. We're going to go to those shortly because we've loved... Well, we're nosy, really. We like to see what's going on in your front
It's quite
room,
interesting,
yes.
isn't it? Just to see the decor, see what's going on, see the animals. Anyway, we've got a very special treat for you now. So, Patrick, off you chop.
Oh, I've got to go over here, have I? Right, OK, fine, OK, well, I'll let you fill in.
Yeah, we're expecting a very special guest later this evening, aren't we? And that certain someone comes in the form of Father Christmas, Santa Claus. Shall we see where he actually is right now? So, Patrick, take it away.
Yes, indeed. Right, so Santa is about to set off. What you're looking at here is Father Christmas. He's putting the finishing touches together to his workshop. The presents, they're coming down the conveyor belt here. The elves have been working incredibly hard. Santa's just checking them. And what we're going to be able to see over the course of the day is Santa's tracker. So he starts out in, well, obviously he's in the North Pole at the moment, and that's where he still is. But very soon, I imagine in the next few minutes, I think, this is going to change into a moving video for you because Santa starts out in the Pacific Ocean after he's gone for the North Pole. He travels west. He visits the South Pacific first, then delivers presents to the children, the lucky children of New Zealand and Australia. But from there, he goes on to Japan, over to the rest of Asia, across to Africa, then on to Western Europe. We're in. And then Canada, the United States, Mexico, and Central and South America. So just to say, Santa, as you can see, is currently just in the workshop at the moment. The presents are all stacked up behind him. So I'm sure that all the wonderful children and grandchildren who are watching this right now, this could be your present. Santa is on his way, don't worry. And shortly, we should, fingers crossed, have some video footage of Santa setting off for you. So we'll bring that to you. That'll be very special, won't it, to see Santa set off around the world to deliver presents to all of the lucky children out there.
Fantastic stuff, Patrick. I'm looking forward to seeing him go across the Pacific Ocean, travel west, all the way to Western Europe, yes, here in Britain. Now, you've been getting in touch with your Christmassy pictures and videos from home. This picture of Matilda, Albert and Betty. No, Betty has sent it in. So these are the two dogs, Matilda and Albert, looking very festive in front of their Christmas tree. Thank you very much for sending that one in.
Oh, yes, there we go. Who we got now? Sharon, is it?
Yes.
Self-proclaimed Christmas nutter.
No, there were signs.
There were signs. Now, can I just say, Sharon, I am right with you here. I am absolutely 100% right with you. Not sure your neighbours are, or the people who live opposite you, who have now had to get blackout curtains because they are going all night long. But there you go. This is her Christmas decorations outside her house. Well done, Sharon.
Thank you very much for that video. Really spectacular. Then Anara has sent in this video of her festive room. A lovely snow-kissed tree there, some Santa, us on the telly, fantastic stuff. Oh, it's looking very nice, very nice indeed.
Absolutely beautiful stuff.
Now, do you buy new decorations every year, or do you have a cupboard where they're just stacked from Christmas past and you bring them back out?
I think Anara's got a Christmas cupboard.
I think she does.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. Oh, lovely. What else we got here? Is this Neil? Neil has sent in this photo of Judd from Sheffield. Oh, there he is. I didn't see him at the start there. At the bottom. Well done.
Santa's little elfer.
Santa's little elfer. There we go. OK, well, there you go. Thank you very much, everybody who's been sending those pictures in. And, yes, OK, I believe... Have we got a... There's a picture of someone... very close to our hearts, I believe. There he is.
Aww.
So that's his baby George. That's our son, who is in his little basket there in front of a roaring fire with Bob the dog next to him.
That is Bob the dog, yes. He's no longer the baby of the family.
He's not coping that well with that, actually.
He doesn't really interact with the baby.
Nah.
I mean, I don't know if at home you have dogs and babies in the same room. Do they interact? Doesn't seem to be much going on.
No, he doesn't.
George doesn't even seem to look at him much either.
There we go.
Maybe they'll become friends.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Anyway, of course, it's Christmas Eve, and with that, we know that we get all the political leaders' Christmas messages, don't we?
Yes, and this comes as the government makes a massive U-turn, this time on family farms and inheritance tax. Should we take a listen to what Keir Starmer had to say?
I'd like to wish the whole country a very happy Christmas. Right now, all across the UK, people are travelling home to be with their loved ones. Children are bursting with excitement. Families are making the final preparations, wrapping presents, hanging stockings, rushing out for last-minute bits. It's a truly special time of year. I know many across Britain are still struggling with the cost of living. Helping with that is my priority.
Now, this Christmas tree behind me gets a lot of abuse every year. The social media trolls who spread right-wing conspiracy theories like to compare it to the tree in New York City, in Warsaw and in Budapest. They say it is an example of our country's decline. And I have to admit, on the surface, it does look a little underwhelming, but it's also my favourite Christmas tree.
Right, what the heck is that? So Theo Usherwood is here with us, of course, the news editor at the Press Association. Yeah. Ed Davey there, standing in front of, let's be honest with you, that pretty iconically sparse Christmas tree that we have in Trafalgar Square. Thank you to Norway, of course, for that. What was he banging on about? Talking about online trolls and right-wing Christmas trees?
Did you share a tweet by Tommy Robinson there?
No, it was a continuation of his conference speech. And of course, that's the theme of his Lib Dems at the moment, is that they are pitching themselves as this sort of alternative to, Nigel Farage and Reform, and he would, by dint of that, he would, talk about, as he would describe it, the right, the far right, and that's the ground that Ed Davey wants to occupy, because he sees it as Keir Starmer as trying to pander to right-wing voters. Kemi Babe not the same, and the Liberal Democrats are trying to say to British voters, well, actually, there's this space where you don't have to, and that's and I would just say, Christmas is something, I think, where we just sort of can put our political differences to one side. And I think if you're going to do a political, I think it's a little bit uneven.
The most political in a
Yeah, absolutely, it's the most. Absolutely,
who's given the most political.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, it's the most political, and it's an opportunity for him. Liberal Democrats have gone down the side of saying, well, actually, GB News, other broadcasters, if you're going to broadcast Keir Starmer and Kemi Babe not, then you have to be fair to us. You have to broadcast our message. So it's a free hit to broadcast their political message. It doesn't sit very well with me, but your viewers can make up their own mind as to how it sits with them. I'd prefer to see pictures of Betty and Matilda the dogs, and to follow Santa across the Pacific Ocean on his on your tracker, or to listen to the King's message on Christmas Day. But politicians have want to get their message out there. That's for them.
Well, Theo, I would just like to say a massive thank you for you being a part, not just of this show, but of GB News this year as well.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure. It's a real delight to come on. So thank you for having me on.
Have a lovely Christmas with your family.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a good one. Yes, Ed Davey's message there. Get your thoughts in.
Now,
Why not?
Just to say quickly on the Santa tracker front. Santa is currently in the warehouse. Now, earlier on, we did have some lovely live video for you of Lapland, but unfortunately, Santa must be just about to set off, because as I headed over to show you that, they paused it, and they've just got Santa in the warehouse. So we hope that by the time we come off air, Santa will have set off, and I can bring you the first glimpse of that. So he's in the warehouse at the moment, getting the presents ready for all the lucky boys and girls out there this year.
Absolutely he is. Don't worry, we'll go straight back to him as soon as he's on the move. But still to come, we're finding out which streets in Britain are the most festive. Got an expert on this.
There's an expert on it, is there? Oh, good. All right, we'll see you in a sec.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
This Christmas, we're inviting you to join the GB News family for an occasion filled with joy. A chance to come together and lift our voices and celebrate what truly brings us closer at this time of year. So whether you're with friends or family or simply in the spirits of the season, we would love to share this special night of carols with you. Carols by candlelight at 8 o'clock tonight. only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation, isn't it?
No,
Because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back,
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
and we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m.
Only on GB News.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pearce.
And me, Miriam Cates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Welcome back to GB News Christmas Eve breakfast. Thank you for joining us this Christmas Eve morning. But we are going to tease ahead to whatever the King's going to be saying,
We
aren't
are,
we?
because his Christmas message is coming tomorrow, and he's chosen Westminster Abbey to film it, one of Britain's most historic places, of course. But Cameron Walker, our royal correspondent, is here to tell us more.
Yeah, happy Christmas Eve.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas Eve. Yeah, can you believe this is going to be his 4th Christmas message? It doesn't only seems like yesterday, but it was Queen Elizabeth II delivering her last. Yes, but the second outside of a royal residence, as you said, Emily, Westminster Abbey, of course, a big royal theme, isn't there? The coronations and weddings and funeral and all the rest of it. But also it's got quite a central theme of pilgrimage, and Edward the Confessor's tomb is there. He's the king who kind of refounded Westminster Abbey, so perhaps that will be a theme of the Christmas message. But the place that he chose to actually deliver the speech from is a place called the Lady Chapel, which is actually the burial place of many kings and queens. So I can imagine there'll be, we'll have to see exactly what's going to be in this speech. But it coincidentally is not written by the government and not written in government advice. This is purely going to be the King's words and his words to the nation on Christmas Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so not written in... It's the only speech he delivers each year that has no consultation with the government whatsoever.
Now, it's another difficult day for the royal family across all the front pages. Former Prince Andrew hits the papers again, this time over the Epstein files again.
Yes, it does indeed. It's really uncomfortable for the royal family, and there's been a lot coming out from the Epstein files over the last couple of weeks. But this really is, I think, quite uncomfortable for this one. So a letter written by Glenn Maxwell to a contact in Peru has been asking for two-legged sightseeing and intelligent, pretty, fun girls from good families who are discreet to entertain her friend, who's only referred to as A. Well, who is that A going to be? Well, we're all kind of led to believe that it's Andrew, formerly Prince Andrew. So it is incredibly tricky for the royal family. But of course, the King's already stripped him of all his titles, his royal patronages, his dukedom. There's not much more he can do. So, and of course, he's certainly not going to be at Sandringham tomorrow for Christmas Day.
No, certainly not. And just on a slightly lighter note, Cameron, the King, despite his health issues and concerns, has been the hardest working royal this year, it was revealed. He's done more, what would you say, engagements and events than anyone else.
Yes, over 300 engagements through the year. Of course, he is still continuing cancer treatment, but he seems determined, really, to push on. He's snubbed his sister for the top spot, Princess Anne, who's usually the hardest working royal. Prince William way down there in terms of number of public engagements, but William does a lot more behind the scenes and is trying to change up monarchy a bit, and each engagement he does, he wants to have kind of real impact rather than cutting ribbons.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Cameron, thank you very much. I know you're going to be busy with everything, of course, that the King is doing over this Christmas period as well. So I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to both of you.
And are you hosting the next show?
I am, yes. I'll probably be back here in 10 minutes telling you about it.
Oh, fantastic stuff. OK, so stay tuned for more Cameron Walker this morning.
All right, now, we're going to do it.
Are we?
Okay?
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Santa's set off.
Woohoo!
Father
Santa's...
Christmas is on the move, everybody.
Now, where is he?
He's currently just over Japan, we believe. So it's what we're being told anyway.
Right, so he's headed off over the Pacific Ocean. He's travelled west. He's delivered presents, perhaps, for the people of New Zealand and Australia. Now over Japan.
Yes, there he is. You can see he is that red sleigh in the middle of your screens there. So
he's moving quite quickly. Good pace on him.
Before we showed you, didn't we, that he was in the workshop. Well, he's left that workshop. Look how fast he's gone. So get ready, all the children who are watching and listening to this show. Santa is on his way to you. It won't be long now, a few hours' time. Well, when it goes dark, anyway, of course, he'll be popping down your chimney. Or
yeah, get to bed early. Get to bed early.
Get to bed early and be very good to your mum and dad or your grandparents or whoever's looking after you as well. Just remember that. Be very, very good. Right, so good luck, Santa, with all of his journey. But Santa's going to be arriving in some very festive streets, isn't he?
He is, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, because...
we find out where they are.
What? Let's do it. So there's new analysis of Britain's streets has uncovered more than 150 road names. According to the Ordnance Survey, Noel tops the list with 9 Noel streets, there you go, 7 Noel roads nationwide. But that's not all, because what else have we got?
What, Tinsel Way, where's that? And that's Leicestershire. We've got Santa Claus Drive in Trafford.
That's got to be the winner.
Yeah, well, festive street names can be found, apparently, around the country all year long. But, you know, this is the best period to live on one, I imagine.
This is when they come into their own.
When they come into their own, yeah.
So now we are joined by the Head of Communications at the Ordnance Survey, Rob Andrew. Good morning, Rob. Thank you very, very much. You've had to scour the map of Britain to find the most festive streets. What's the most festive one for you?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, you've touched on it. Santa Claus Drive up in Aviemore feels like the most Christmassy address possible. We've explored our enormous database of addresses, and we've pulled out some of these crackers to share. So yeah, Santa Claus Drive definitely my favourite.
Santa Claus Drive is a good one. Do we have any with reindeers, mistletoe, North Poles? What have we got?
Oh, Gingerbread Lane.
We've got Pear Tree Road.
Yeah, there's a lot of reindeer ones. Holly is very much at the top, and we think that's probably a historic thing from the vegetation of the land use before the houses came there. North Pole Road, Tinsel Lane in Leicestershire is a particular favourite. I think Polar Bear Drive up in Yorkshire is really good as well. That's a great one. And there's Snowball Hill down in Berkshire as well. There's some great names across the whole country, really.
Absolutely. Well, Rob, thank you very, very much. Polar Bear Drive we've got as well here, which is...
Polar Bear Drive, Tinsel Way, as you said, Snowball Hill, Gingerbread Lane, fantastic stuff. Bethlehem Road. Do you live on Bethlehem Road? Let us know.
I bet there's a star above it. Anyway, Rob, thank you very much. Sorry it's short and sweet, but we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a great New Year, and thank you for everything that you do. That's Rob Andrew there, who's the Head of Communications at Ordnance Survey. Now, we have got one more surprise on this special Christmas Eve. So, Emily,
yes.
You know how we obviously have a child together?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Well, George's very advanced, isn't he? He's very advanced. He's exhibiting all the signs of genius so far.
And athleticism.
Athleticism, all of that. Well, he told me to give you a little present.
Oh.
So,
I actually didn't know about this.
He gave me this to give to you this morning. So there you go.
Dear Mummy, I'd like to wake up in this tomorrow, please. Also,
yes.
Thanks for keeping me alive and not leaving me alone with useless Daddy. All my love, baby George. Kiss, kiss.
Yeah. So he basically just said to me, look, can you make sure that Mummy puts me in this tomorrow morning?
Oh, where am I going? It says My First Christmas on it.
There you go.
That's so cute. Oh,
yeah. So George,
thank you.
George would like to wake up.
Well, I mean, it's for your son too, but yes. Thank you for the thought. That's very, very kind.
Anyway,
oh, he's going to look so cute in that.
I think he is going to look cute,
yeah,
actually. So we'll probably send you a
baby bear.
We'll send you a picture. But that's about it from us now, isn't it?
Oh, we're finished already, are we?
I think we have, because coming up, Britain's newsroom from 9:30 with Cameron and Sophie, and they are here to tell us all about it. How are you
Good
both?
morning.
Very well,
Wonderful,
thank you. How are you?
Good.
You're both looking fabulous.
Yes, you're wearing basically the same dress.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness we chose a different shade of red.
I saw you this morning and I thought, oh no, is that exactly the same dress? But it's not, fortunately.
You've got little bows on the arms.
Exactly.
There you go.
So slightly different, slightly.
Definitely, but we have a great show coming up for you. We want some fun on Christmas Eve. So
Who
of course,
doesn't?
we're going to be down in a farm's... well, the farmers are going to be celebrating that the inheritance tax has, of course, changed. We're going to be in the pub with Anna Riley as well, aren't we?
We'll be doing a little Christmas cheers with our fabulous Anna Riley. She's in a pub for us, so we'll make sure to celebrate that with her, won't we?
We certainly will. And, of course, the latest on the King's Christmas message, of course, and looking ahead to some of the festive cheer of a Christmas dinner. So all of that coming up at 9:30. Stay with us.
What's the Christmas dinner around at your respective households, then?
Turkey.
Straight, traditional, like it. That's basically it. As well for me. What about you, Cameron?
Turkey, Brussels sprouts with chestnuts and pancetta.
Yes.
Ooh, delicious. Well, it's been a pleasure.
It has been, yes, absolutely. Well, look, make sure that you keep it GBD. What time are you actually on till?
Till midday.
Till midday, right,
Till
OK.
midday.
Well, you're going to be keeping people up to date with the Santa tracker as well, I imagine. So
We need to know where he is, don't we?
We need to know. Should we just check in for one last time with Santa? Because I don't know if that's possible. We can see where Santa's up to
No,
now.
it's time to go rescue baby George.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got to go?
Yeah, we've got to go.
OK, well, then.
We've got to go.
All right. Take care anyway. Have a very Merry Christmas, everybody.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello, very good morning to you. Welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A much drier and brighter day to come, and Christmas Day also looking pretty decent. We've got easterly winds, however, and that is the key feature of the weather. It's going to make it feel much colder during today and the next couple of days, especially across southern and eastern parts of the UK. But those easterlies bringing in drier air as well as colder, so helping to lift the cloud, helping to break it up nicely into the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine up and down the UK, with a couple of exceptions. Some eastern areas will hold on to the cloud, but temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees, colder than it's been through December so far, and when you add on the strength of the wind, feeling even colder than that. Not quite as windy across Scotland, and under plenty of clear skies as we go into Christmas Eve night. Well, it's going to be a frosty one for many. We keep some cloud in the far north northwest, the odd spot of rain. Otherwise, it's dry with clear spells. Likewise for Northern Ireland, Western England, Wales, clear starry skies overnight, and a frost soon setting in for many places. But areas of cloud will still feed in from the North Sea into eastern parts and some central parts of the country overnight. It will come and go and perhaps prevent a frost in many locations. The breeze also keeping things stirred up, and that breeze strengthening, if anything, by dawn. Risk of gales around exposed southern and southeastern parts of the UK, and that wind making it feel cold even if it's not frosty everywhere. So bear in mind that wind if you are heading out, doing outdoor activities, Christmas Day swims, walks, etc. on Christmas Day. It is going to make it feel cold. Also cold enough perhaps for the odd sleety shower in the far southwest, most likely over Bodmin. But for the vast majority, it's a dry and bright Christmas day, albeit feeling cold in the wind.